Morning, 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 peeps. What a Saturday morning. What a Saturday morning. If you have not yet, start preparing. And it mean you would not have been listening. Mean you would not have been listening.
Liquidity and interventions in the foreign exchange market is Colin Bell, former officer and spokesman on the creative industries. Good morning, Colin. Welcome.
Dr. Sutherland, good morning. Morning, Raleigh.
Morning, Colin. How you doing?
Boy, Raleigh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Health-wise, I'm all right.
Yes.
Mhm.
But as it relates to my island home, I
Mhm.
am very, very, very concerned.
Tell our
Mhm.
listeners why.
I am concerned, Ralston, because of the level of leadership that we are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, the economy is sick,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents are not admitting a sick economy.
Mhm.
However, it is now become obvious to all and sundry
But all
that
of
we're
the
having a
all of the
problem.
economic doctors told the people a couple months ago that everything was good, going gangbusters.
No, the economic liars,
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
not the
Not
doctors, the
doctors.
economic liars and the
Mhm.
spin doctors.
Yes.
But really, we have to now start looking seriously. And you said free advice is not valued, but
Right. Michael Manley said so.
we have to
Mhm.
put some things out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't take it,
Mm-hmm.
then we cannot be blamed for not sharing the.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly, they are not so. They are like a shaft which the wind driveth away. I'll stop right there, so. If I come on here this morning and tell you, say, I am very comfortable this morning, I would be lying. And one of the first message I glance at in the chat room, somebody's asking me if I am prepared. I am not really worried for me. I am worried for a lot of my fellow men. Because I am from a place in rural Jamaica. A place where a lot of people living condition is not desirable. I am from a place where some people, how some people are living or what they are living in. If you remember this poem about the beer, I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house down. I am from a place where some of the houses where some people live in, if you huff and puff, those houses will be blown down. I am from a place where we have a lot of people who live in flood prone areas. I am from a place where the place where some people live if rain drizzle or if you have dew rain, you have landslide. So, Yvonne Green, morning. Auntie Elaine, me not really prepare, but away from calling a carpenter for button up two of my front windows because Auntie Elaine, you know where I live. And where I live, the water, the rain come off of the sea and come at me heavy. So just like my front windows, me need to button them there up for water and come in at the house. But I drove through the division that I contested in the local government election yesterday. I never see the councillor, but that's for another argument. No, I don't normally see her. But I drove through yesterday morning to look at some of the areas that are flood prone and report to the member of parliament. In fact, we had a Zoom meeting yesterday with some of the divisional leaders and the member of parliament, going through some of the things that needs to be done before this weather condition reach us. So, yes, we have a Zoom meeting yesterday morning. I was wondering that I was calling you. The Zoom link was sent in the executive group, and we met yesterday morning discussing some of the issues. No, if you look in the executive group, it was posted there for a 10 o'clock meeting. Well, I actually missed the Zoom post, and I saw a WhatsApp call in the executive group. So I went on and I said, who called this meeting? And that was when I was informed that a meeting was set for 10 o'clock. But some of the people missed it and never realized it was a Zoom. So I think it was Kelly that said it was a Zoom meeting. So I jumped off and went into the meeting. And the meeting lasted for quite some time. The fact that I was in the valley, some would have drop off and come back and drop off. So I didn't get all of the discussion. Well, I want to say condolences to my producer because she lost her auntie. And, yeah, one of our ardent fan, AC, Rita Dice, dropped out. When was it? Monday morning or Tuesday? Tuesday night over there in New York. So we want to send condolences to the Dice family. Auntie Georgia, Mummy Georgia, Uncle Fitzy, Annette out of Canada. What is the store name of Canada? Pat Dice Variety Store. You need to send me the address in Canada. Because I want our store that Canada now where we want to link up. Because anything from Jamaica we want over Canada, Pat Dice Variety Store, I go have it. So no need to link them up. Yes, so I was telling you about the meeting yesterday morning. So we discussed some of the areas. I went down to Berrydale because Rona what them call around there again, man? God. But round which part Doreen them live. Always flood out, so we are trying to get the backhoe to clean that drain there. And down to the scheme in Berrydale. I went to Moortown, Windsor. So our MPs working, we saw a lot of drain cleaning was happening in breastwork area because you know that breastwork is one of the area that is prone to flooding. The river down at Boundbrook that was clean yesterday. Yeah. So some work are going, some preparation are going. Try get the MP for me nuts because we want to see if we can get the MP on the program this morning for him to just update the citizens of Portland, East Portland, what is happening. And this morning is a morning that we want to take your calls anywhere you are having issues or anything you want to get done before. Because let me tell you something. When I look at what they are saying about this storm, I am worried, scared. I'm telling you that. Because the fact that this storm is moving so slow is one of the things that concern me. The pace that this storm is moving at makes me worried. Because when you listen to the bulletin, man, the man they must say 3 days out. God, we can't take it, Jesus. So me I call upon all of the prayer warrior them this morning. Calling on all the prayer warrior this morning to pray. Pray because we cannot manage this. Them say God never give you more than what you can bear. But we can't manage this storm here. Until you button up. Because up push by you live there, whole heap of wind now come up there so because it come right off of the sea. Whole heap of wind. If we get it, I am hoping. I look at all the models. I look at all the models that they are putting out. Where the storm is going. And let me play this thing here where me listen
The
to this.
people.
Hold on.
Efficiently.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
A lot of
Stop. Not you. Because you're one of the weatherman this morning.
Saturday, October 25th, 2025. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for being part of this weather community. Jamaica, we're going to take a direct hit from a major hurricane. It's a life-threatening.
Hold on. You hear the man say? We are going to take a major hit from a... We are going to take a direct hit from a major hurricane. Jamaica can't manage a major hurricane now. Jesus. Start here again, Shaka.
Saturday, October 25th, 2025. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for being part of this weather community. Jamaica, we're going to take a direct hit from a major hurricane. It's a life-threatening situation. In this video, I've got you covered. We're going to go day by day when the worst weather will hit, what to expect for the winds and the rain. It is going to be a slow mover, so I want to give you everything before we may lose touch with losing power, so you know how to prepare both with what we need to do on the ground and mentally as well, because this is going to be a long haul. I want to show you the life-threatening storm surge out of this, how strong it could get, and some of the changes we could get. Plus, we're in action mode.
I want to listen to this piece of history of this brother.
Yeah, but a direct hit likely from this. It is getting stronger. It's stronger than what even the models are showing. I'll show you that. We may have some communities that get kind of stuck in place out of this because of the major hurricane impacts and the life-threatening, potentially catastrophic flooding. We may have some roads cut off. We're going to have some of that, rock slides, that sort of thing with the flooding. So with that, we need to have days and days of food on hand. We all have different means. So I appreciate you, and I've been seeing it, helping each other out. We're in a community. We're kind of looking around on the hillsides, who may be more vulnerable than others, who may be near water. Well, we're helping each other out best we can with this. But again, this is moving our way. So we're going to highlight Haiti, Jamaica, and then looking down the road as well with this. The center's still here, so we do have some moments to prepare. Now, what is interesting is in 1951 was Hurricane Charlie in Jamaica. 37 years later, 1988, was Hurricane Gilbert. Here we are 37 years later, so 37, not a great number apparently, 37 years later with what is about to be Hurricane Melissa. By the time you're watching this, most likely this will be upgraded to Hurricane Melissa and then eventually a major hurricane. I bring that up. It's not just an interesting stat. I bring
history lesson. History lesson.
Best we can with this. But again, this is moving our way. So we're going to highlight Haiti, Jamaica, and then looking down the road as well with this. The center's still here.
History lesson.
Some moments to prepare. Now, what is interesting is in 1951 was Hurricane Charlie in Jamaica. 37 years later, 1988, was Hurricane Gilbert. Here we are 37 years later. So 37, not a great number apparently. 37 years later with what is about to be Hurricane Melissa. By the time you're watching this, most likely this will be upgraded to Hurricane Melissa then eventually.
All right. Manning Avenue. Let me know if the drains around here have been cleaned. Manning Avenue, because that is also a flood-prone area. That is a flood-prone area. Manning Avenue. So no need to call me. 876-804-7072. We're going to have on Ralston Iman this morning. We're going to have Conrad O'Brien. You try to get the MP for me? See the mic there? See the mic there, talking other mic there. Eh?
That is the year when my auntie left Jamaica, 1988.
Grab a chair and talking.
Gilbert.
Eh?
That was when my auntie left Jamaica.
19 when?
1988.
37 years ago. And she died Tuesday. 37 is not a good number. That's why it's not in Japan. Peeps. No, it's serious. Yeah, man. The team at work. The team at work. So we want to hear from Manning Avenue if your drains around there have been cleaned, because that is a flood-prone area. Comprehension is rather interesting. The comparison is rather interesting. 37 years, a massive election. 1951, Hurricane Charlie. Then 1988, Hurricane Gilbert. The only thing is this one is a woman. But, no, the producer a little while say, we must introduce Melissa to Shelly and Ilian and Sherika, because our ladies don't run so slow. Gallop. Get it up together. Jesus. My people, let me tell you something. Send him a message. I am scared as hell. I am scared. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Comrade Bell.
Turn off the television in the background.
Yeah,
and
man.
listen to me, pan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Bell,
Yeah.
37 years forward.
Yes. Yeah, you're
You
the
know,
man.
if this, yeah, man. You know, if this Melissa / Juliet Wallace land in Jamaica, it's going more devastating than 1988.
No, that's what they're saying, brother. And that, you must say me scared. Sam, I'm worried.
Why you should scare? More mining has done on the land.
Tell her.
More road infrastructure blasting.
Tell her.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Sam. We are hear you loud.
More breaches of the building code, right? So the land itself has been damaged than 37 years ago.
And you know one of the problem with even
Right.
Kingston, you see the whole heap of concrete where them plant at Kingston, and the fact that they pave the yard, them all of the yard, them pave, the water,
Yeah.
more water is hitting the streets. This
Yeah.
paving of the yard, them is one of the problem. So the
Right.
water come on the road, so the roads are now becoming river course.
Yeah. So the land, the infrastructure on the land, the road,
Watch ya.
cause a lot of those road building, they
Hold
are
on.
blast and land is blast within those infrastructure.
Yes. Hold on there.
So
Hold on there. Because watch Colin James' question. Not, I would like to know which party was in government in Hurricane Charlie, which party was in government in Hurricane Gilbert. Rabashada. What did it say?
Government.
Eh?
And every time we have a disaster,
Eh?
and there's those same people in charge.
And JLP, yeah.
A GLP didn't have power 1951? Everybody in the
I don't
chat
know what
room has said
it was, but-
GLP.
Yeah, 1988. But I didn't give this time a wrong name, Melissa. No, sir. This time should name Juliet Wallace. Miserable.
No, it's alphabetical order, Sam. So we are now at M.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man.
it couldn't be Juliet.
No, we Jamaican. No, we Jamaican. We give people name based on how them behavior.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, so we can nickname
Right.
it Juliet.
Juliet.
Melissa
Wallace.
Juliet.
No, not Juliet alone. Juliet Wallace.
Tell her. Sam,
Right.
Sam, which parish are you in?
I'm not in Jamaica.
Oh, I say you go on, Sam? Well, take out your prayer mat and pray for us.
Well, yeah, man. I pray.
Somebody
And I have some church brother and church sister praying too.
Somebody said this storm is Melissa Silvera storm.
No, sir. No, sir. In Juliet Wollen Storm.
But you're missing the connection. There's some connection, Sam.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Me understand it.
Yeah.
Me understand what you say.
Yeah.
But me have this thing based on how the government, this House Speaker is behaving to the people of the nation. No,
Hey,
no respect.
you're that person, yeah, Sam. That person, I say, Colin. Melissa is going slow because she's making preparation to visit Kobe. Hey! No, people listening to them and viewers are the best. You know, are the best in the world. Nobody no better than you know.
Yeah, Jamaica the greatest man.
Brother,
Jamaica the greatest man.
Sam,
Brother Bell,
I am worried.
yeah, we are worried.
Yeah,
We are worried.
I'm really worried about this kind of slow movement.
On the work that the reef that line up with the Blue Mountain can bring some cold water to give it more south.
Well,
Right?
when you look at the
There's
tracks,
a reef line up with the Blue Mountain peak
yeah,
out at sea there.
When-
If that can bring some cold water and push it more south to the Gulf of Mexico.
well,
More south.
I can tell you one thing still. Jamaica is one of Jesus' favorite place.
Yeah, man.
So I am still praying and hoping
man.
that we are spared the worst of this.
Yeah, man, because Jamaica can't take nothing like that right now.
The song said Jamaica can't
damaged.
take no more. Is reading that outside?
The infrastructure, the building permit have breached the standard. And the amount of blast I've done on the land the last 37 years. It's not like Gilbert. We are no way for water go.
Yeah, too much paving on the yard.
Water.
Everybody paved their yard fully concrete so the water come off of the roof and it just take the road for it. And that's why Kingston was flooded out the other day after a few minutes of rain. Yeah, the water now soak away. The water in your yard now soak in the earth because you pave it. You cover the dirt. We're supposed to soak up some of the water.
Yeah.
Everybody are paved their yard. Everybody are concrete their yard. It is not good.
Where am I? The building code is rigid. You can't pave certain place of your house.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You
can't do nothing unless on the state.
You have to
state
live.
have come to you what you can do.
Watch that door there. Watch that door there. Well,
so brother Bell, have a great day and let's pray, yeah?
Yeah, man. Let's
for
all
our
pray.
family and friends.
We are getting rain in Port Antonio now. We see the rain start in Port Antonio.
Yeah. Port Antonio and St. Me having rain and St. Thomas.
Well, we didn't get any rain Thursday. We didn't get no rain yesterday, not to speak of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But thanks for the call, brother.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, man. My people, as I said to you, I am not normally worried about storms. Not normally worried. But this storm, yeah, if I'm telling you that this one now have me worried, I would be lying. This one have me worried. The slow movements, the strength of it, because the next thing it comes slow because one of the models is saying that it's going to be here for 3 days, you know. Imagine that. 3 days. That a trouble. So if you are in Canada and you want stuff from Jamaica, 8 Parkdale Avenue, North Hamilton, Paradise Convenience Store. And if you want to give them a call them at 289-233-1520 or 709-770-2978. Anything you want from Jamaica, Paradise Convenience Store, they will get it for you. If they don't have it in stock, they will bring it in for you. So make certain you check them out. We say we're going to bring on Ralston this morning because when we talk about the Jamaican economy, I still think a whole heap of people don't understand how vital a good economy is to any country. Nardi say Hamilton too far. Yes, caller, morning.
Hello, Colin.
Marshy.
Morning. How you do?
Boy,
What?
worried.
Yes. You said a while ago that Jamaica is one of Jesus' favorite places.
Yes.
I beg to differ.
Tell her.
You tell me said Jamaica one of Jesus' favorite place and him not get rid of Andrew Wellness already?
But Israel are one of Jesus' favorite place too, you know.
Yes.
And look at Israel.
You have a point.
Look at Israel.
You have a point.
You know?
God have to punish Israel sometime because of their wrongdoing.
Yeah, man.
I can remember. And we get a chance to get rid of Andrew Wellness, and we choose him. So take what we get. But listen to me. You know, sister, the government run out of lie.
They run out of lies?
Yes.
People can't run out of lies.
Yes.
No, but the strangest thing is the Prime Minister yesterday said him a Monday morning quarterback. What rubbish. What rubbish. The captain of the team had said him a Monday morning quarterback.
That man Mackenzie at it again. That man Mackenzie saying get the codes to them. I set up the people them, you know. To make people say the Paris code. The Paris code say they're wicked, you know. At the same, that man when they tell a lie said that's Jamaica, the JUTC make profit, you know. The man run out and lie. But the economy is so good according to them. Doctor now get paid. Nurse now get paid. Other hospital worker now get paid. Where the money do?
Well, they had allocated $200 million. The Prime Minister came yesterday and doubled it to $400 million to deal with preparation before the hurricane. I dare say that is basically giving each member of parliament an average about $6 million. I don't think that's enough.
How much an hour? How much an hour you pay for one backhoe?
About $14,000 or $15,000 an hour.
How much hour it take to clean a drain, which is, let's say, 200 meters?
Well, you have to tell me that. I don't know how long it takes to clean it. Because that also depends on the operator. If you have a skill operator, it's going different from if you have an amateur operator.
Yes.
And
but that is one thing. But Colin, listen to this now. The contractor, them people that work already and them not get no pay. Oh, yeah, go to them now. Go to them say, we have some work here for you.
All right. You see, that was the importance of Chris Brown's.
Exactly.
That was the importance
to somebody, you know,
of Chris Brown's question.
Yes. And the illiterate them. Yeah, some illiterate who are GLP blogger, you know, them damn dunce, you know. And they come out and chatting them rubbish. They don't seem like Juliet Wellness, you know. Because you want me work for you, you know, pay me and you go come ask me if you go work again. Eh? You go ask me if you work. And I tell you the truth, you see. If you notice the JLP benches, you notice the JLP benches when the question asked how Juliet was acting.
Yes.
You realize that the JLP bench is never enthusiastic.
No, because they too want to know about funding.
Exactly.
Nothing said them never want to know about funding. They too wanted to know about funding.
Because them not the guts.
No, it's just the partisan. It's just the partisan politics.
Yes, that's exactly. Because me send you go represent me, Colin. Right? So if me send you go represent me, the question you would ask to me, them not go ask it, you not go ask.
Of course.
That's simple.
But as I said Wednesday evening, both the Speaker of the House, Idiot Tan, they miss the context of the statement by the minister. Because
Answer JLP blogger.
you hear
Answer
the,
JLP blogger.
no, you see the blogger them. The blogger them is say as I say.
Yeah.
Albert will tell you that the GLP bloggers don't have a mind of their own. They don't think about things. Whatever
Exactly.
the GLP narrative is, that's what they carry. So
They
me not
just
really
carry
pay them. When me hear them attack, me know said they are talking minus critical thinking. They don't think about what they are saying. Right? And what I'm saying to you is if you even listen to Warmington is saying, well, landslide and payment to contractor have to do with environment and climate change and water. The speech was not about environmental change. The speech was not about water. The speech was a perfect speech about a pending weather condition that is set to affect Jamaica. Juliet Holness missed that. Idiot Tan missed that. Yeah? I don't know if the rest of members of parliament they miss it because they said nothing.
But in other words, Colin, Juliet and enough of them, they don't know how to pre-act. They know how to pro-act. They don't know how to prepare. Right? They know how to act after the fact.
No, but here's the problem. They can't think on their feet.
No.
And that's why they lost all the debates. Because they can't think on their feet. Matthew Samuda came to the parliament, talk about Melissa and the pending dangers of Melissa. Chris Brown's question was saying to them, how do we now engage contractors who are upset about the fact that they have done work which they have not been paid for?
Simple.
Right?
Yes.
The Wayne Vars question was, will we be getting any emergency funding? Juliet shut him down. I remember I mentioned it to Simon Crosskill, and Simon also missed that. And then I hear Simon making an excuse for Juliet Holness yesterday. I say, look like Juliet never hear we're doing Vars. Say, rubbish! She was not in the mood to hear nothing from no opposition.
Yeah. Before I take up more of your time, you see, I'm going to use the Bible. You remember Naaman when Naaman went to Elijah, and him set within leprosy, and him tell him to figure River Jordan go deep 7 times? It did get vexed, right? And start quarrel. So look how much big river there you can send me down a dirty Jordan. But guess what? One of Naaman's servants said to him, say, but master, if the man they tell you if you go do one great something, you would have got do it. But him tell you one little something, just go do the little thing now.
Yeah.
Guess what? Some people, some things, it's too simple for them to see it. That's what catch Juliet. Simple as that. The man want to know when me I go tell the contractor them say because they work for me already and me not pay them. Just answer that question, no? Simple as that. But guess what? You see, if when you left school, teachers stamp a paper give mark DVD. You know what it mean?
No, you tell me.
Damn blasted dunce. That's what happened to the GLP them. Mega and Colin.
All right, Marshy, big up yourself. Big up yourself. I'm going to get Ralston on the line.
Will there be any emergency funding of the impending disaster? Will there be any emergency funding being made available to satisfy like drain cleaning and stuff like that, knowing that we're still in the hurricane season?
Are there any other questions? Minister? Oh, you have another one?
Madam Speaker, I am here on behalf of the residents of Southeast St. Andrew who are anxious because 4 weeks ago, when we had heavy rains,
what is your question?
I'm coming to it.
No,
ask your question. I am coming to my question.
Members, it is very evident. It is very evident. It is very evident
that the questions are not in respect of the statement by Minister.
Your sister should miss it. It is no.
The member from
Of the impending disaster, will there be any emergency funding being made available to satisfy like drain cleaning and stuff like that, knowing that we're still in the hurricane season?
Are there any other questions? Minister? Oh, you have another one?
When Beryl came last year, somebody's asking. Hold on, somebody's asking when Beryl came last year, what was the allocation to the MPs? I don't remember. But that's a very good question. That's a very good question. What was the allocation? Don't remember what it was. But I can tell you that $6 million for East Portland is inadequate. And we're still trying to get the MP to find out if $6 million done, because I think it would have done already as it relates to the amount of drains that we would love to open. You want me to call you back? All right. It is inadequate to the amount of drains that need to open. And some river mouth, because Keenside River, I think the mouth of that river would need to clean. Listen back.
Of the impending disaster, will there be any emergency funding being made available to satisfy like drain cleaning and stuff like that, knowing that we're still in the hurricane season?
Are there any other questions? Minister? Oh, you have another one?
Madam Speaker, I am here on behalf of the residents of Southeast St. Andrew who are anxious because 4 weeks ago, when we had heavy rains,
what is your question?
I'm coming to it.
No,
answer your question. I am coming to my question.
Members, it is very evident. It is very evident. It is very evident that the questions are not in respect of the statement by Minister. The member from Westmoreland Western, from Westmoreland Central, his question was not in respect of a statement made by the Minister, and neither is this question being asked by...
So, you see what I'm telling you, sir? The Speaker of the House totally missed the context of the statement that was made by Matthew Samuda. They never listened to the statement. Obviously, they never listened to the statement, because if she had listened to the statement, she would have realized that the statement was about hold on for me. The statement was about the pending weather condition and not about no Ministry of Water or Ministry of Water. You have Ministry of Water. Hold on, Carla. Let me go over here, so. You see, if you come with your preconceived notion, then we are gonna have them kind of problem there every time. When you have preconceived notion, because you come in your head, say the PNP coming to disrupt Parliament, the PNP coming with a different agenda, because you have your agenda and you not listen to nothing else. So that's where the problem is. Rally morning. Rally? Rally, good morning. I'm not here, Rally. Hold on, I'm not hearing Ralston at all. Morning, caller.
Good afternoon to me. Morning to you, sir, man. Just a tune in and I want to talk to you from the other day. But
you want to talk to me from the other day? Hold on. I mean, I hear Raleigh over here,
Yeah.
so. Raleigh, you
Oh,
there?
Rally there.
But me not hear you. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on, caller for me, please.
Yeah, man.
'Cause I'm
You
not
there.
hearing Raleigh in the studio. Hold on. Raleigh, you hearing me now? Hello?
I hear you all along, but I don't know if you are hearing
Yeah,
me.
man. Me I hear you now loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
Hold on for me. Caller, you say you want to talk to me long time. But give me a few minutes, let me talk to Ralston for about 10, 15 minutes, and then I call you back, yeah? I will call you back, caller. Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
I called you this morning about one main thing. I want you to listen to this clip here.
Credit rating agency Standard & Poor's is warning that Jamaica's commercial banking sector faces growing risks due to the country's slow economic growth and low per capita income. S&P says Jamaica's per capita GDP, when divided among a population of roughly 2.7 million, remains lower than most countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. The agency says this limits how much many Jamaicans can afford to borrow, and that affects the ability of banks to grow their loan portfolios. It notes that most of the bank's $1.6 trillion in loans are tied to industries which are more sensitive to downturns in the economy. S&P also highlighted that private sector borrowing remains low at just 51% of gross domestic product, signaling a small and less stable market for banking products. The agency says stronger economic growth will be needed to support a more resilient and profitable banking sector. The Jamaica Public Service.
Raleigh, what does that mean?
Simply put, we need to accelerate growth in the economy so that people have more money, people are more viable, and the banks can have a bigger market in order to make loans. What they're saying is that no matter what you say about debt to GDP and them things they really not help right now. What you need to do is to grow the economy. The focus must be on growth so that people have more money. So when the bank come check and you go to the bank, them to say you can service the loan. Right now, because of the low per capita GDP, that is GDP divided by the population, the banks them find it difficult to make loans because them skeptical as to whether the borrowers will be able to pay back the loan because the economy is going so slow. As the man them tell you, Jamaica will have the lowest growth rate and the lowest per capita GDP in the entire Latin America and the Caribbean. That is what Dennis Chung never told you. That is what Keith Duncan never told you. That is what Richard Byers not telling you. That is what Wayne Henry not telling you. That is what Wayne Robinson not telling you.
What
All
is
the
Jamaica's
so-called
per
analysts.
capita GDP?
7,000 US. Just barely I thought 7,000 US.
7,000 US.
Only 80 is below with 3,000 and change.
What is Barbados GDP?
Barbados way up in the 18,000 them kind. The Barbados and Trinidad way up in the 18,000. Bahamas and them place at 20,000. Dam rep at 10,000 and change. Guyana way up in the 18,000 region. Jamaica the lowest in the Caribbean.
We are the lowest in the Caribbean.
Except 80.
And GDP means people what the average Jamaican earn per year. Right? So what this $7,000 is saying is that the average Jamaican is earning 7,000 US dollars per year. Can we live on that?
No. That is why we carry so much debt. And that is why, as the man ever tell you, the banking sector kind of exposed. And that is why they can't make enough loans. Yeah, so one, the interest rates are high. So if we have high interest rates and the economy not growing, 1 million, I'm not so sure, say, I get back my money. So we have to protect our depositors. So we are hold on and lend it and try to put the money in our government paper and them. So the government make it easier for we to, because one, the interest rate high, the cost of my money high, and the economy not grow. So I'm not sure, so I'm going to pay me back. So what I do, I make sure I lend the government the money. Because I know say them going to pay back the debt, because that is where them are focused on more than anything else, paying back the debt and paying back faster than them program for. So even Fitch came out yesterday and said the same thing. The money might pay the debt faster than them expect to pay the debt. And by the end of this year, the debt to GDP are going to be 58% rather than 60%.
You have been saying this a long time, Raleigh. Nobody.
Long time. That's
Well,
what I'm telling you, them are bogus.
let
Yep.
me not say nobody. The government was not listening to you. They don't
Yep.
listen to me. They don't listen to Simon. They don't listen to Obi. Because we are bad news or. And we had preached doom and gloom. Now that
Yep.
Standard and Poor say it and Finn say it, do you think they will now listen?
And the World Bank is also saying it. Well, them have to listen because if they don't listen to them, man, them will find themselves in a problem because the things with them thrive on the upgrades and the loans and everything. Them things never be harder to come by because man, I see now grow fast enough. S&P already tell them, say, although we upgrade them here, we have a problem with the growth rate because the other people them were in a phone ratings. Them are grow faster than us, so no really not justify this rating.
So we are getting the ratings, but we don't have the work for sure.
Precisely. That the man they make it clear. Yep. And now the bogus analysts no want to tell the people them the truth about that. So the man them come back again yesterday and say, yo, even the banking sector vulnerable because of the slow rate of growth and the low per capita GDP. Then people they can't pay back the money, and that is why the private sector loans only 51% of GDP because the bank them they want to lose them depositors money. They don't want to get in that trouble. The interest rates are high, and I get them to bring down the interest rate. So yeah, that is a big problem that you have.
All right, Raleigh.
And that is why it's,
I heard you said, I think it was yesterday, that the government collected more in taxes and grants that they are more than they projected for. How much more did they collect?
From April to August, revenue and grants, that include tax revenues and the money where them get free money from foreign, was 5.9 billion above budget, and tax revenues itself, Jamaican people pay 7.6 billion more in taxes than the government expected. What them do with the money?
So that's 5.9 and 7.6, 7 and 5.
No, you can't put the two of them together. That is a split. One are tax revenues and one is tax revenues plus what them get from foreign. So the revenues and grants were 5.9, almost 6 billion more than them expected. And the tax revenues, the amount of taxes what them expected to collect was 7.6 billion more than them expected.
So when I look on me, I say, in fact, them collect more about $13 billion more than they had budgeted for.
No, you can't split it that way then. No, it can't be done like that.
Can't do so.
Because, no.
But why it can't do so? Some in one another?
Yeah, man, because the revenues, the tax revenues and the grants mix up together in the first line. And then when you strip it out now, the tax revenues were more, 7.6 billion more than budgeted for.
So in all, they collected how much more than they were budgeting for? What would be that total figure in that period?
If they use the revenues and grants, it would be 5.9 billion. And if you use the tax revenues alone, the taxes that the Jamaican people paid, 7.6 billion more than them expected.
And how much they were supposed to be paying on the debt?
36 billion, and they paid 50.5 billion.
They were supposed to pay. So the debt due was 36 billion.
Yep.
But they paid 50 how much?
50.5.
50.
And that
$50.5 billion more. So no, 50.5 billion. So you'd have said they paid about $14 billion more than they needed.
More than projected for, and then cut the capital budget by $4 billion. So that is why the scrambling can't find the money.
I want people to understand this clearly. We have debt obligations that we must pay. The debt obligation for the period, which period was that, Raleigh?
April to August.
April to August, same period. We were supposed to pay the people them owe, foreign and local, right?
Yeah, man.
$36 billion. Instead of paying $36 billion, which is our debt obligation, we paid $50.5 billion. Who benefit from that, Raleigh?
And in doing so, then cut the capital budget that are the budget to fix the drain them and them thing by $4 billion, and then cut total spending by $14 billion. So the $14 billion, when them used to pay the debt, then cut that out of the spending because then the originally programmed to spend $14 billion more than them spending. Rather than do that, then pay $14 billion more upon the debt than them were supposed to pay and cut out that $14 billion in spending, including a $4 billion cut in the capital budget. That is why them scramble and a scramble and a scramble to find money now.
But
To drain them. As to who benefit, the same man them who tell us that the economy are do good, because it are do good for them.
So when you pay this 14 billion extra, some of the banks in Jamaica who lend the government money would benefit from this.
Yeah, man, the same man them who tell us that the economy are do good. Look who tell us that the economy good, and look who them represent.
So Raleigh,
No, nobody will represent the masses that tell us that the economy are do good.
So we have a pending storm coming to Jamaica now.
Right.
And we cut $4 billion from the capital budget, you said.
Yeah, man.
And that $4 billion capital budget mean that is to fix some road, clear some drain, build some new drain.
Yep.
And instead of doing that, we use that money to overpay on the debt.
Right, and that is why the man them who own the debt always big them up and I say them do the right thing, so the people can just follow the money and say why some people say what them say. Yeah.
So the
people like me and
Go ahead, you go ahead.
People like me and you who are think about Jamaica, now big them up. People like World Bank and S&P and Fitch, now big them up on that. Look who are big them up. Yep. Just look and you say why.
Keith Duncan said that they are pressing the bank's regulation too far, pushing that too fast.
All right, cool. All right.
I went to the ATM in Port Antonio yesterday, and it was lines after lines, and people can't get money. What? How then could you say we are moving too fast to regulate the banking sector?
So that is what I tell you. I notice why him say after him say that. He must say, based on the regulation, they'll make less profits. His focus is
and this man got an award Monday, right?
Yeah, man. So you tell you the system upside down. His focus is on the profits of the banking sector, not the service to the people. Because when I say BOJ, Governor Biles, Deputy Governor G.D. Lewis, Deputy Governor Wayne Robinson, them man they set standards for the ATM machines them.
Yes.
Right? And even under normal circumstances, the machine them now work. And then the man them say hurricane come.
Yeah.
And then talk about all kind of things. And then you make the man them know say, yo, the machine them have up and running, particularly in the rural areas which suffer the most.
I give you a joke, Ralston. I give you a joke. There's a BNS bank in Port Antonio. When they used to have the bank where you could have go in, go lodge money and draw money, they had about 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 6 tellers where you could have go in, lodge money, withdraw money, plus they had some ATM machine. In Port Antonio right now, there's only 2 ATM machines from Scotiabank that you can do lodgement.
Yep.
Only 2. And I will tell you this on public radio and TV this morning, that 70% of the time, none of the 2 no work in terms of taking lodgement. None of them don't work.
Yep.
In terms of withdrawal, they have 2 up there, so 2 there, so 1 down there, so that's 5. NCB have, well, in the NCB bank, I think most of the machines them take lodgement. Ralston, is it that this government is ensuring that the banks, the oligarchies, make money when they are overpaying the debt?
Of course, but you know, see that man, the numbers are there to tell you. Yeah, the agencies, them are all we assess as bad news. Or the agencies, them are tell you, say, the man, them are pay the debt fast. Years, me I say that the agencies, them now come out and realize that the man, them are pay down the debt faster and program for and start for growth. Yeah? The evidence is overwhelming. Me used to say it and them used to cuss me and say me bad mind and rare. Right? So the international agencies, them are saying no, World Bank, S&P, Fitch, yeah, all of the man, them are saying it, and I tell you how dangerous it is to the economy. Yep. Because it reached a certain point now. Yeah.
Somebody's saying that Barbados GDP per capita is $25,000.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Wow. To Jamaica, 7,000.
Yeah, man. Trinidad are 19,000 range, Guyana are the 18,000 range, Bahamas are the 20,000 range. So All those prime ministers and government ministers are paid less than we pay our people in Jamaica.
Say that again.
All of those people who have higher per capita GDP, their leaders are paid less than our leaders in Jamaica.
Which politicians are the highest paid politicians in the Caribbean?
Our people, them.
Jamaican politicians.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And we can't count 80 because 80 is in a civil war. Would you agree?
Yeah, man. And them below us. Yeah, man.
No, but we can't count them because they are having a civil war. Problem.
Yeah, man.
Peer problem over
Yeah,
80.
Yeah, man.
So Jamaica is the worst economy in the Caribbean, would you say?
Yeah, man. The World Bank said that, man, the slowest rate of growth, the lowest per capita GDP. Yeah, man.
But at the same time, we have the highest net international reserve.
Yeah, man. And the highest paid politicians. Yeah, and government leaders. Yeah.
So what does that high net international reserve benefit us, Ralston? What's the benefit?
Well, without that NIR, them couldn't be intervening in the foreign exchange market so often. And what I said, despite the fact that them have the INR and I intervene in the foreign exchange market, it is having no effect. The dollar closed at 161.38 yesterday. Because when the man them look down the road, when the people them hear the news about the weak economic growth, yeah, people are say, yo, we don't see the man them attempt to do nothing to change this. So we could just play it safe and stay in a US dollars. Yep. Simple.
400 million. Go ahead.
They might import more than they might export continuously. And when we look and see the uncertainty of the global economy, we know that the tourism flows that they might depend upon and the remittance flows that they might depend upon. Those things are going to be affected. Remittance flows are 50% of the reserves.
Your guide say Bahamas GDP per capita is 39,000.
Yeah, man.
So, Raleigh, we're looking at a pending storm.
Mm-hmm.
The government has allocated $400 million to serve for all the members of parliament. Is that adequate?
Totally inadequate. That's the point I'm making to you. And I'm saying to you that that shouldn't be, because they collected more of the people's taxes than they budgeted for, and they handed over 14 billion more to the money changers than they needed to. They need to treat the people better and cut the capital budget. How you cut the capital budget in a time when you know, say, we're in the hurricane season? You know, so the hurricane season starts in June. You collected more money than you needed to collect. You know that the country's infrastructure is extremely weak because you haven't been spending on it for 10 years. Yeah? And then you are so callous that you cut the capital budget and pay more on the debt than necessary, even though the ratings agencies them actually said you have to stop do that. Additionally, we also heard that some doctors and nurses never got paid yesterday.
Tufton says a glitch in the system.
Eh?
Tufton says it's a glitch in the system.
Yeah, well, too many glitches in Tufton's system. At time Tufton for going now, you know. Too many mistakes, too many glitches in his system. Yeah. He's the most incompetent minister we have ever seen for a long time. I'm just full of excuses. Yeah. Too many glitches. How can you have glitches in the system when you know the hurricane will come? You chat up your mouth about the hurricane for days, and then the vital people who you might need, yeah, first responders, you know, ensure so them get paid. That brother, they're too incompetent, man. You're full of pure excuses and everything I'm marketing. Yeah.
Pure
that's
marketing.
Full of.
That's
marketing.
That's what his PhD is in, marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't need a person in a marketing from the Ministry of Health. Tough time gets on too much thing. All them do are create excuses after I'm doing foolishness. At times, him go, man.
All right, Raleigh, we are concerned and worried about Melissa. I personally am very, very worried because we have been having some rains recently. The ground is already saturated. And when you look at the bulletin, they are saying to us that this system can spend about 3 days in Jamaica. If this system really, and some people are saying it's going to be a direct hit on Jamaica. If this happens, can our infrastructure stand up? And
well, Colin, that's a self-evident question. The answer to that is no. We see what happened to the infrastructure when there's a little rainfall, much less 3 days of rain. No, it is going to be very bad for the people, particularly in the rural areas. It is going to be very bad for the country in terms of the deficits in the capital structure. Yeah, and in terms of economic growth, we're going to see an acceleration in inflation in terms of food prices and all of those things. So we are going to see higher interest rates for longer. And the whole problem that we're talking about, slow economic growth, will be even for longer.
What is going to happen to the Jamaican economy come next week, Monday morning? If this thing hit us, what are your projections?
Well, what we're going to see is a dramatic slowdown. Well, the slowdown already started based on the talk and people come off of the road and this and that and that and that. What we're going to see is a further dramatic slowdown in the Jamaican economy. And it mean it's going to just be something for this year. It's going to carry over because we're already growing very slow. There's a whole part infrastructural deficit already. So when that happens, we're going to see an acceleration in inflation, higher interest rates, and slower growth over a protracted period of time.
So this looks
because the man them already engineered the slow growth with the stupid policies that them are pursue, paying the debt faster and not investing in infrastructure and the country's capital stock. Plus the corruption.
Raleigh, if me tell you I'm not worried, I'm really concerned, you know.
Everybody must be worried, man, because as I said, we see that the carrying capacity of the infrastructure is very weak. Yeah, and we said we're getting normal rains over a 3-week period. So the place is well saturated and vulnerable now. And the drain, them man, I run upon them and try to clean drain yesterday and today and them today can't work, brother. Yep. And today can't work. We're going to see the acceleration in food prices or see more increase in food prices and higher inflation. Inflation jump in September, yeah, from 1.2% to 2.1% year over year. We're going to see higher, particularly in relation to food prices. Food prices are the biggest driver of inflation. They account for 35.7% of the inflation rate.
JPS said if this storm hit, we are going to see higher electricity bill. Why?
Why? Another bad policy. The thing that supply them, the ship that supply them with LNG, which is a low-cost fuel, have to come out and go find safe harbor because of the hurricane, so that cut off the supply. So what I'm have to use a diesel, automotive diesel, which is more expensive to drive the electricity, and that is why it can go. So if you have the natural gas, you have to make sure, as we're telling some, you have to have more onshore storage. You can't depend on offshore storage out at the sea and ship and everything. Until they're bad planning.
But Raleigh,
so that's another burden for the taxpayers, yes.
If we've been getting this cheap fuel, why then are we still paying 40 to 45 cents US per kilowatt hour?
Because them now use up that enough. Them still have the mix with automotive diesel and all of them. So what them need to do is to get more LNG, but you have to set up the storage onshore. You have to find a supplier who can set up the storage onshore rather than offshore, and then have more renewables with it. Renewables can't work in a hurricane because,
we understand that. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So we need to invest more in LNG and renewables. Yeah. We have to cut out the automotive diesel because that's the most expensive fuel. And you can't depend on a ship off the coast of Jamaica to supply with LNG. That's bad policy. Make you extremely vulnerable. So we'll look on higher electricity rates and higher food prices after the hurricane. Yep.
What was JPS's profit last year, Raleigh?
Over 50 million US.
50 million US.
Yeah, man.
While charging us 45 cents US per kilowatt hour.
Kilowatt hour. Yeah, that's why the JPS contract has to be renegotiated. All of them have to be included tonight. More renewables, and you can't have ship off or sell your LNG offshore, because every time you have a hurricane, it's going to be a problem. It happened with Beryl, and the same thing come back happen again. So that part of the lesson that I'm going to learn from Beryl.
In an interview I did with Philip Paul a couple of weeks ago, he told us that the government don't need to wait on 2027 to call in JPS to renegotiate the contract. Are you aware of that, Raleigh?
Yeah, man, I'm have to start the talking from now. You can't wait until that time. Now at the appropriate time to start it, whereas this problem come up again where the man might tell us the ship have to be demobilized and them things. So right now, what them to do, I start the discussions with the man then. Yep, you can't wait until that.
Because what Philip Paul said to us at the PNP win the election, he would have called them in right away. Because there are clauses in the contract that says that we can call you in for a negotiation at any time to renegotiate the contract.
Of course, because when I said, Colin, the cost of energy are one of the biggest constraints to the economy. Are one of the biggest drivers of inflation. One of the main things that make us so uncompetitive and make we import so much more than exporting and help us to run these massive trade deficits. So that's a problem that should have been dealt with yesterday, the day before. We can't wait. And now we get another opportunity where the money might come in at the hurricane. And I say, by the way, we don't like we'll have a go up because the ship was supplied with LNG after going to safe harbor. Yeah?
But
so,
it's like,
no, at the right time, after the storm gone, them supposed to call in the money and say, yeah, we have to deal with this thing right now. It's urgent. Yeah?
but it's like JPS just, everybody sit down here and fret about the storm and what the storm might do to it. And JPS say, you not fret. In time the storm done on the electricity bill, go up.
Yeah, man, that me I try to tell you, brother. That me I tell you.
What callousness?
So that alone, that alone should have prompted the minister and make him know, say, all right, when the storm done, we have to come talk. Yeah? But the man them negligent when it come on to anything was to deal with production and the people. Yeah? All of my focus on still is paying down the debt. Yeah?
But
whenever I see the
finish, Raleigh, you go ahead.
Whenever I see the governor or the finance minister come out and say, by the way, I tell them better about the ATM machine. Make sure the ATM machine them are working at the hurricane. We don't say it's not working under normal circumstances, but right now, we're in a crisis. Make sure the machine them are working. These are the sanctions that we never face. Not even that we hear.
The other day, the Bank of Jamaica, I think, came out and put some regulations in place, said that they were giving the banks, I don't remember how much months, that the ATM should be up at 90% uptime. Don't that period run off already, Raleigh?
Run off long time, man. Come on.
But we're not seeing better from the banks.
No, the Bank of Jamaica basically is ineffective right now. Them can't get the banks to bring down interest rates. Them can't get the banks to make the ATM machine work. Bank of Jamaica basically ineffective. All the Bank of Jamaica though is intervening at the foreign exchange market and mop up liquidity. That is all we have to get out of the Bank of Jamaica.
And Jamaicans must now start look at this seriously, Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
We owe money. We agree that we owe money and we must live up to our obligations. Our obligations between April and August for debt repayment was $36 billion. The government of Jamaica took your money and paid $50.5 billion, $14.5 billion more than what they needed to have paid. And now they are saying that no money not did they forgive MP a whole heap of money. Let me take
and then
hold on. Go ahead.
Remember, them cut you're spending the 14 billion them plan to spend per year. Them cut it and use it and pay the debt and cut the money where you used to fix up your drain and your bridge and train your rivers by $4 billion and cut your programs, by another $11 billion. Yeah? So them collect your taxes and use it and do what they want to do and don't use it to do the things that are going to improve the quality of your life. And now you are extremely vulnerable to this hurricane.
Marsh, you have a question for Raleigh?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sure it will be more GCT for the government. Will they use their share to mitigate the cost of the GCT?
What full share?
The government. Do the government have a percentage share in JPS?
Oh, Raleigh?
Yeah, man, the government own 19% of JPS, so them have certain leverage that them can get the money to change their policies and do what they're supposed to do. What they are not doing now, they are not using that leverage properly on behalf of the people,
So the leverage that the government have in JPS, 19, I normally call it 20%, but it's 19%.
Yeah, man, so call them on 1/5, them call them on 1/5 of JPS.
Right, but they have not been using that authority.
Effectively, no.
How much people we have on the board?
About 2 or so,
We have 2 people who sits on JPS board.
Yeah, man. And the minister has certain leverage, so the minister can call in JPS and Philip Paul and say, yo, we need
so
to
the government is going to be benefited from the increase?
Sorry?
The government is going to benefit from the increase?
Yeah, but the macro economy is not going to benefit, so it don't make no sense. It's not good policy, because it undermines the entire economy to get 19% or whatever profits they make. That don't make no sense. So the government not representing the people of the country properly because the cost of energy, why we not grow, the cost of energy are the main reason why we run these massive trade deficits, which cause us to intervene at the foreign exchange market to have
the cost of the
Me
idle
gone
or the
left for
biggest
me
cost.
gone left for no Jamaica get what them want. I gone.
All
Yeah.
right, Marshall, give thanks.
All right, man.
Ralston, Florence is saying, I just went to the machine and there was no funds in the machine. Florence, which part? Where is that? Tell me where is that? Because that is another problem with a pending stamp. People want to get cash to
But
do what they need to
that,
do.
that's what me and Simon was talking about yesterday, and the man come out and say, oh, man, I call out for him and Ray, and him a lead from behind. Sometimes you have to be a Monday morning quarterback. We raise our doses, so we think the man that call up the governor and say, yo, come up here to come talk to the people and make the people them know, say, yo, we can't have the situation where we have a hurricane and people got a machine and not get no money, particularly in the rural areas, yeah, because in the rural areas, you know, the whole supermarket and them thing, they will take care. A corner shop, man, have a corner shop, want them cash.
Exactly.
Yeah? So,
exactly.
So we think so the man that call up the governor or make the finance minister come at the presentation and say, yo, this is the situation. They say the match had foolishness about Monday morning quarterback and him a quarterback. Yeah, rubbish.
Ask Ralston why the government is so reluctant. Reluctant about what? You have to be more specific. So
I think you mean reluctant of dealing with the people's issues. Yeah, it's true.
They're not dealing with people's issue, Ralston. All of this sounds to me like they are looking after themselves. And one of the questions we must ask is how much money the banks give the GLP in the last election, and did they give the PNP any money? Because this not look good to me, especially with the statement made by Keith Duncan.
Yeah, man. Good question, man.
So,
good question.
Raleigh, as you say,
I know to say. You know what to say? Mostly bankers and financial people tell you that the economy are doing well, because they are doing well.
Yes.
Well, S&P has shown them a different side of the coin now, which we always are telling. Fire there must still, you think, a cool breeze, because if they continue to exploit the country that way by keeping the interest rates high and keeping growth slow, eventually most of your customers will find themselves in a situation where they end up at default on them loans and you can't get no new customers. So this warning from S&P is relevant to the bankers. Would advise every banker, apart from the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, would advise every banker to take this report very seriously.
And what you said Finch said, you said Finch put out a report as well?
Yeah, Finch was saying that the same problem. You're bringing the debt to GDP ratio to 58% by the end of this year, but you're not growing. So we see a problem. So all the ratings agencies have been doubling down on the slow growth, yeah?
But Ralston, the Prime Minister never knows said the GDP did all come down to that this year. What is happening? Remember, the Prime Minister never know that, you know?
No, I'm not, because the choice him not on top of his job and him not follow the thing then.
Yeah, because when Mark Golding said it in the budget debate, him rebut Mark and said Mark had it wrong.
Yeah, and it's show you how out of touch he is.
And then now everybody says Mark was right.
Yeah, man.
Let me see if somebody else have a question for you. Morning, welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, I want to ask Mr. Ralston is his name?
Yes, Ralston Iman.
Yes, Mr. Iman. What if Jamaica should have another monopoly? Would it make a difference? Because it's just the same
monopoly
year
in
in, year out JPS.
JPS is a monopoly.
Yeah, I know, but should Jamaica have another one wherein it would be competitive? What would it be a difference? Would it see like you see, some differences in between both of them? Then you could choose. People could choose because it's just the one, just like NWC.
Listen to the answer.
Okay, let me listen to the answer.
Yeah, one thing now. See, when we have a monopoly, it means one man around the thing. So him control the price and him control the supply of whatever it is. In this case, this is the supply of power. JPS have a monopoly upon the distribution. And that is why, as part of the renegotiation, you have to reduce and take away the monopoly on distribution. That is why people are talking about renting the grid and all of those things. Because what is happening now is that everybody who produces power have to sell it to the JPS to get it distributed. So JPS control the whole thing and can exploit everybody. Part of the renegotiation must be to take away the monopoly on distribution. Now, you can have another company come and set up light posts all over the place. So what happens is that you have to set up a situation where you have mini grids. You have JPS have to rent the grid to people at a particular price so that people can distribute them power. For example, now you have the thing with them called power wheeling. So if you produce power in a Port Antonio, Colin,
yeah,
and you have a place in a Kingston where you want to send the power to, you can't send it without sending JPS. You follow me, I said to you?
Yeah.
And then dictate the price. So those are some of the things that we have to renegotiate. So the monopoly on distribution of power has to go.
Somebody's saying, ask Ralston why Cornwall Regional calling patients for medication and there is no medication there. I don't know Ralston, I don't know that.
After I call Dr. Tufton for that.
Yeah,
Dr. Marketing for that.
Yep. The $1.4 billion used by VAS to purchase old school bus could clean, drain, buy equipment for hospital, care packages for the needy.
Agreed. And then they said them turn around and cut the capital budget by $4 billion. So if you put that to $5.4 billion, you know how much thing you could have done with that?
Somebody's saying that the machines in Kingston not working, machines in Portmore not working.
It's 2 months, so we need for all Favor, Richard Biles, G.D. Lewis, and Wayne Robinson accountable for those things because they are the ones who are being paid to ensure that those things are working. Yeah, man, it's true. Especially Hurricane.
We're going to keep Ralston maybe for another 5 minutes. If you have a question, now is the time. 876-804-7072. Once again, 876-804-7072. We're not keeping Ralston much longer this morning. We're still trying to get Isaac Buchanan to talk about what the preparation in Portland, the preparation right across Jamaica for this storm that looks ominous coming into Jamaica. Ralston, the infrastructure is weak. We hear some school principals are worried about what damage will happen to their schools if these schools have to be used for emergency shelters. But what are the alternatives we have? We don't have any other alternative for emergency shelters.
No, we have no other alternative. And that is why I'm telling you, the underspending on capital and overpaying of the debt is going to come back to bite the country now. And that is what we were telling them from a long time ago.
You know, one of the things we want you check up Ralston, and the next time we talk, if you don't know it now, I want you to tell me. How much have we spent overpaying the debt so far?
Okay.
Caller, turn off the device in the back. Go ahead if you have a question for Ralston.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
I hear you speak about all the drains that get service.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear there's a huge drain down by Dragon Beer Road.
Yes.
That go across the road there. And one of the things that we're not looking on, the condition of the road. The road collapse out by Walpen, you know, where the Chinese just fix, you know.
Hold on. You mean the brand new road where not 2 months old yet?
The carpet.
Hold on. Are you saying that the road that is not 2 months old has collapsed out of Walpen?
Out by Walpen, and 2 cars mash up out there night before last night.
What you talking about?
You want to see the condition of the road when you come, when the rain falls 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
You want to see the pool just a little bit past Castle Police Station and going out. Yeah. Every yard out there's a flood. So with this 25 inches of rain expected. Hello?
Yeah, man, I hear you, Julian. I have some pictures.
People, I know, you know, me no phone savvy them way there, but these things do happen. One of the things when I call you this morning too.
Yeah.
I just want you to bear with me a minute because what happened is that the priest and Jesus.
Julian, let me call you back because I'm taking questions for Ralston, but don't go far from your phone. I am going to call you back.
Okay, all right, cool.
Raleigh, you hear the man say a little while? The road is not 2 months old yet, you know. The man said collapse.
All right.
Go ahead, caller. You have a question for Ralston.
I do. Good morning. What does Mr. Iman think about the well, not shut down. They on Thursday, kids weren't going to school. Friday, I mean, have they just the knee-jerk reaction was too early, and as a result, it's going to affect productivity? Because if they're now saying it's not until Monday, Tuesday, did they react too quickly in shutting down government departments and schools and moving to online? That's my question. I'll listen for the answer.
Yeah, thank you. You heard that, Ralston?
No, what was it?
Did the government shut down too early when we shut down schools from Thursday? Did we shut down too early? What do you think? Hold on,
Well,
Antidon.
in hindsight, yeah, it is. It's in hindsight, yeah, they shut down too early, but they are saying because of the uncertainty of the storm and all of those things, yeah, they had to take early precautions. But in hindsight, when you look at the movement of the storm and the projections, yeah, we shut down too early, so we lose a couple of days production, and then when the storm comes, now we're going to lose more production. So the cost is higher, yeah, because of that miscalculation.
Yeah,
we are going to say, boy, it is better to err on the side of caution, but we lose a whole lot.
But them say we have a one Doppler equipment now where we can predict the storm ourselves. How did we get it so wrong?
Yes, it was a premature decision to shut down. Yeah, because up to now, today, Saturday, nothing happened. But they on the other side, them say, oh, by the way, you get a whole lot of time to prepare, so you don't have no excuse now because we're telling them to prepare for a long time.
But what they are saying now is that maybe about Tuesday before we get this thing here.
Precisely, which means that we lose a whole heap of day production where we shouldn't lose because we're not producing nothing. So you shouldn't lose all of that production. So it's a miscalculation.
So
but they're going to say, boy.
Yeah. Yep. Another bad decision. Yep. Go ahead, Colin.
Bad decision.
Antidon?
Yes, greetings, everyone. I have to say something to Ralston and also you. In customer service, you have a type of customer that they call hostage. And Jamaican customers are all hostages, not only to JPS, but also to the financial sector. Because a monopoly don't only mean one without competition. It also means you have competition, but you make it so stiff for customers to move around that people just say they must stick to the evil them, because if me don't like what is happening at NCB, me can't just take up myself and go First Global. So it is very difficult. And so that is another type of monopoly. So although we have different brand banks, we can't just move around as we like. And let me tell you something. I was in Portmore, NCB Bank. It always have a long line for ATM machine. And while I was there, you just hear the security come out and say, the multi-link system is down. So if anybody in the line that is not using an NCB card, you can't get any money here, sir. And I'm saying to myself, so all of the system says not only the individual ATM machine, but also the multi-link system down. Me never know say them things that can happen. Because usually you just go for any bank you want to go. But, and I heard a man in front of me say, boy, I'm glad because him go to other NCB bank, other banks all over. And him come here, so him had him NCB card.
Yeah.
And him say, boy, I'm glad say I NCB card. Because him go all of the other banks, them in a Portmore, and I wasn't getting anything.
Antidon,
so we in one.
I want to let Ralston go, but if anybody have a question for Ralston, I want to take it. So call me back right after I go, Ralston. Here?
All right, so let me respond to that.
Yeah.
So you have a monopoly where one man have the thing locked. We have a next thing we'll call an oligopoly, where a couple man have the thing locked and them collude. So we should talk about the collusion. Couple man have the thing locked. BNS and NCB have the thing locked and them collude. So they are the smaller banks then. Them can't challenge the done them, BNS and NCB. Them have to just work with them on the set because them don't want to lose market share. BNS and NCB control 70% of everything in the banking system. Yeah, so that's the part of yeah, so it's a collusion, right? And the governor of the Bank of Jamaica, for 2 years now, him tell us say he might work on things to make you can move your account from one bank to the other bank easier. All know them think they can't come through. That's why I tell you, say, the Bank of Jamaica are very ineffective. So as she has said, if you have an account at NCB and you want to move it to another bank, tell text the captain the amount of documents you have to pull out. So you don't say so. You can't bother with that. And you go to the other banks, they make no difference because the other small banks them afraid of NCB and BNS because them have the thing locked. So again, we are showing the deficiencies of the governor and the Bank of Jamaica. Biles, G.D. Lewis, and Wayne Robinson. Yep.
Final call for Ralston. Go ahead, caller.
No, the timing off in Colin. It's not really a question for us. I'm just making a suggestion.
All right, hold the line.
It's just
Hold the
unfortunate
line
that I spoke to him. You don't know if you want me to hold the line and make somebody else
hold the
who have a
line.
question talk to you.
Hold the line, caller. Ralston, wrap up.
Yeah, so what's the right now? The same thing I tell them over and over ad nauseum, the international agencies, I tell them that you have to start grow the economy. You know, you have to start grow the economy. You have to take with the JPS monopoly on energy and to cut your energy bill. You have to break up the oligopoly in the banking system. Yeah, Bank of Jamaica. You have to ensure that you stop paying the debt fast and program for and build out and strengthen the country's capital stock, including the agricultural sector. You have to elevate the creative industries because those are the things that we have where our international competitive, our food, our sports, our musicians. Yeah, we have to do them things and you have to cut out the corruption. Every agency who talk about the slow growth, them talk about the corruption, the inadequate investments in infrastructure, the inadequate investments in our people, the high energy costs, the poor transportation system. We have to deal with all of them things then if we are going to make a big effort in order to grow the economy, right? And it means that maybe the brains them that we have now around the place, based on the performance that we have seen and the history, them can't do it. But the people already do them do and put them back, so they just have to deal with consequences. And if we continue on the current trajectory, this thing is not going to have a happy ending.
Ralston, I want to thank you very much for coming on this morning. People who can listen to Ralston I am on weekdays, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Power 106 FM. Real business, where the man taught the whole economics for Jamaica 5 days a week. Check him out. Thanks, Ralston.
And finally, Colin,
yeah,
the people who are listening now, them can't just listen for listen sake, you know. Them have to get serious and take them business serious because they are the shareholders of the country. I met the man them who know the country around the country and say, yo, we know our servants and these are the things that we want. We have a hold them accountable. Them can't just tune out and say, no better no there.
Anything or anything.
Anything or anything. No, we have to hold them accountable because we have paid them and we have paid them highly.
We have
the
paid
man
them
them
good.
say one of the reasons why them take them big pay is that them never perform better. Now we have a storm 2 years after 9 o'clock bust the budget and pay them. We still not get the right performance from them. They might misuse our resources.
Why we have to be running and scrambling now, Ralston, 2 days
it is
before
so
the storm?
It is so shameful because them take the money and do other things with them not supposed to do because that side is all right already. So they might give one set of people too much and then I take from those who don't have and I give to those who have already and make the people them who don't have more vulnerable. Yeah? So I say to the people them who don't have, when you put the man them there, we have to hold them accountable and make them know so we have to deal with our needs, however, recall on early. One thing we're talking about the constitutional reform in our Colin is recalling it.
Yeah, that's what I think Mark Golden talk about. And Andrew Wellness spoke about it before the 2016 election.
But now that him in and him know say I've seen people and him all get recalled. I'm not doing them thing again. I'm not doing impeachment again.
No.
All them things. So the people have to stick out and say, well, why them thing there because if we do them thing there, our performance we now get the treated the way we want to be treated. Yep. And we are the bosses, we are the servants. Our money are paid and our taxes are paid. You can't take with taxes and give to your friend them faster than supposed to get it. And then no fix the bridge them or walk on, no fix the road or walk on, no fix the drain to prevent it from flood out to place. No, it can't work.
You sure we are the bosses because Juliet lock off the mic pan we all the while so we can't hear what in the parliament.
No. Again, that's the next thing. The people have to stick out and make sure we say this can't work. Yeah? It shouldn't happen in the first place because I shouldn't have the Prime Minister wife, the Speaker of the House, because the Speaker of the House have to be an impartial arbiter. Yeah, we make the mistake and make that happen. The people of all are make our all are accountable and all. So this is not your home. This is the Parliament of Jamaica, right? We expect you to conduct yourself in a manner that is appropriate in the Parliament of Jamaica and in the interest of the Jamaican people, not in the interest of your party. People have to get serious about them things, man.
Respect.
Next 5 years, you know.
Long time that, you know.
All right. Remember. Yep.
Little more Ralston. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. Blessed.
Yeah, man. Ralston, I man. Yeah. Jamaica's top economist analyst. I will say that without any apology. There's none better than Ralston, I man. We have a call on the line. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Colin, and morning, and to you and your listeners, viewers. The last 2 points he made are very salient points. Very, very salient points. And it's time, as I endorse it, a full time will start, pay attention, and hold them people accountable. Not just pay lip service, but if put in the action that is necessary to hold them to account. Yeah?
Yes.
Definitely need to do that. All right. My main reason for calling this man, me have ideas in my head all the way. But this one, I think the time right now is kind of apt or pertinent to bring it forward. I think it's full time we as a country invest in some purpose-built shelters for the nation. Yeah? So
Talk to me.
The feasibility study needs to be done where the costing will come out, the site selection will be apt. You know, want to put a shelter in a flood-prone area. So you put that the right place to accommodate the right set of people. Yeah? And you're not going just, just going to create a safe space. In the event you have a hurricane, it will be there. In the event you have a fire victim, it will be there until them can get themselves back on track. It will be there if in case you have an earthquake, anything like of that nature. Yeah?
So you talk about a fit for purpose shelter.
Exactly. See? And we don't have the currency to splash the cash fund, say, a two per parish. But if it's even one, or one, if the parishes are small and one can share for both, then we're working along that line until we can afford to build one per parish. That's just my few cents this morning.
And Colin. That makes sense, you know. Make a whole heap of
sense. I think it's more than overdue, I think. You know?
All right, my brother. Give thanks.
Anyway, good program as always.
Thank you very much, man.
The only thing, yeah, man.
Thanks for
this is one time I really miss Jamaica still. Even though I substitute the rain for the cold because it gets kind of chilly now still.
All right,
but
my brother.
What it is.
Respect.
You know?
876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Mr. Bell.
Hey, what go on, brother?
I watch things. I try to keep yourself safe, you know?
Yeah, man, make certain, because as me say, this one don't look good. The fact that it's moving so slow, that is one of the things that is worrying me most of all.
So true. I guess one little thing I go on to Japan too, 8.8 magnitude at Japan,
Lick Japan this morning?
Yeah, they're on the YouTube, they're on news. Tsunami one in Russia and the surrounding USA, Mexico, the whole place, and that tsunami watch one in,
Oh, yeah, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, you see, the Bible tell you that when it coming to the end of time, a whole heap of them thing you go on,
Yeah.
Whole heap of thing. Yeah, but we have to pray. Can't stop praying.
Yeah, man, we have to just come put in a little piece of prayer and make it turn back and then miss out now after that.
Because we're not ready for this,
We can't ready for this.
We're not ready for this at all, bro. We're not ready for this.
We're not ready for broke God, and we're not ready for this storm, yeah.
All right, party. Stay safe. Which party I call from?
Kingston, Minnesota.
All right, stay safe, my brother. The respect.
All right, big up yourself.
876-804-7072. Good morning.
Colin.
Yeah, man.
Morning, sir.
Where I say?
Tell me. The audio system when I did House of Parliament. See?
Yeah. Hold on. Pringle, turn off the instrument in the back. Turn off the instrument we have in the background there.
Yeah, was it always like that?
No, it wasn't always like that. This government brought it in from Israel.
Any other country that roll and stuff like that?
Maybe Israel, because I think Israel them get it from.
Oh. So tell me, are King still in charge of Jamaica?
Oh? Hold on.
King Charles.
Yeah, man. King Charles is still the head of state. Hello?
So the leader of the opposition can write to him?
Right to King Charles?
Yeah.
King Charles on business with Jamaica. In spite of what you think.
So let me know. King Charles business at the Parliament affairs are England?
If you mean business in the parliamentary affair?
Mm-hmm.
Well, them just basically update him ever so often to make him know what really are going. And I like him have no big talk.
Not a big talk.
But the people of England pay him handsomely too.
Well, hear me now. You do a set early election in England?
Well, England no ramp, you know. You see if the things were my Jamaica did happen in England, election call long time. Andrew Holness could not be the Prime Minister in England. Chris Tufton could not be a minister. Darrell Voss could not be a minister.
Yeah, but
Floyd Green could not be a minister in England.
None of them could have been minister.
You understand me? I say Warmington could not be in the parliament.
Yeah, but to me understand how me look at youth, election did we call maybe another 5-6 months. And them have to call an early election due to some things with the Prime Minister.
Remember one time England had about 3 elections in a 1 year, you know? You remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
man.
I don't know the opposition leader in England is a black lady. Do you see a black lady?
Or she move already?
Eh?
I think she did have to cut, you know. For some little bit of money with some rent argument, I think she did have to cut about.
Well, I see them have a debate in the Parliament of England.
Yeah.
And he make Jamaica Parliament look like a bucket of shaving cream. Because you see the Prime Minister, him get up and him talk where he want talk. The leader of the opposition get up and talk where he want talk. And a debate, them a debate. Nobody they are telling you to sit down in 5 minutes.
Yeah, man, you get to ask your question. And what I think need to happen in the Jamaican Parliament is that they need to put a time. Let's say you have 60 seconds or 90 seconds to ask your question when a minister make a statement. I don't think I don't think the speaker of the House should be cutting off people in the middle of their question and telling them from that stage that the question is not relevant. That shows biasness on the speaker of the House.
But what can you talk about in 5 minutes?
No, what you have to understand, the standing orders in the Parliament says when a minister makes a statement, the opposition counterpart have 5 minutes to respond. Anybody else speak, it is only a question that you can ask. Right? So that's the standing order. So you have to work with that.
So why how long the Parliament meet for?
Well, the Parliament, the Parliament meets every Tuesday, but it don't have a set time that them have to finish. Because, you know, sometimes it go till 4 hours, 6 hours, sometime at midnight, them in there.
Okay. So, if you look, just go look our YouTube on parliamentary.
No, man, watch them all the while, man. What I like is question time. I like question time in the House of Commons.
Look what Prince Charles happened to the other day in England with the Parliament.
All right, my brother.
You hear me now? For your day of styles, me I tell you about the leader, man.
Yes.
I lie me I tell.
No, you're not telling a lie. A long time you warn about this hombre.
And everybody a talk about it now.
Yes, yes.
And everybody a talk so the opposition must stop keep church and play politics.
Yeah, man, the opposition need to learn politicking. They need to learn politics and politics and politicking. They need to learn
years
that.
Me I tell you that, you know. Years me I tell you that. Look here, I'm going like do a pass when you know in a parliament.
All right, Pringle, big up yourself. Thanks for the call.
All right, sir.
We have Conrad O'Brien on the line. Caller, hold on for me, please. Conrad, Wagwan.
Hello?
Obi.
Oh. Hello?
Hold on the caller. Obi?
Okay.
Sure me have Obi on the line, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Wagwan.
Yeah, Colin.
Morning. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Colin? Morning.
Yeah, man. On line one, we have Conrad, the fireman O'Brien. Maybe hear what the caller here say, Obi. Don't mute. Caller, go ahead.
Morning, Colin.
Wagwan, Junior.
Dictatorship loading.
No, man. Dictatorship loaded.
All right.
Load already.
You remember we talked a couple of months ago about the economy and who benefiting?
Yeah.
You remember in
Hold on the
COVID
caller.
only
Obi, have your car door open?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm hearing that ping in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Junior, go ahead.
the banks made money in COVID.
Yes.
When nothing was going on. You realize now that the economy is in such a state and the government is going to pay down excessive on the debt.
But why they keep doing that?
I use the capital budget to pay on the debt.
Yes.
So you realize who is more important to the government of Jamaica?
The banks.
And the people of Jamaica still can't realize how life stay.
Junior.
Only the banks making money, you know.
Obi, you want to respond to that?
Sorry, I got a little bit distracted. What did Junior say?
Junior says only the banks who are making money in Jamaica, the government is ensuring that the banks makes money.
Well, he's on to something. The fact of the matter is that for some time now, the growth that we're seeing in the economy is essentially from the financial sector. You know, be the bank, the insurance company, and investment houses. You know, but the bank even more so because the bank has a lever that they're basically able to turn up and down. Yeah. Whether it's about increasing fees arbitrarily or whatever. So I agree. There's no real investment coming through the bank. The bank is not really adding any real value to the economy of Jamaica rather than basically pushing papers, you know?
You heard what Standard & Poor's said about the banks, Obi?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very interesting, and it is important that Standard & Poor and more persons are saying that, listen, the path that we're on in terms of paying down the debt. And you know, Colin, I heard you mention that, and you call my name and some others, yourself and Raleigh included. We have been talking every day, you know, Colin, and I mean, I'm saying that more and more of our people, or more of the people, when I say our people, I mean Jamaicans, need to ensure that they're listening to us. I am on Mondays to Thursday from 9 a.m. until 12. You're on your program for about 3 days per week now, Colin? 3 days you're on?
As of next week, it should be 4 days, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So we are not afraid to speak truth to power. As a matter of fact, that's my mantra. And I push the envelope, ask the tough question, because we have been saying this for some time now, you know, Colin, that the trajectory is certainly skewed in the direction against the Jamaican people. Oh, under God heaven, You have infrastructure pop down left, right, and center. People are suffering, and you're paying your debt down by in excess of 14, going almost $15 billion. Huh?
Hold on, hold on.
It don't make any sense.
Hold on, the
really.
OB. Hold on. Go ahead, Junior.
The other thing too, Colin, when the government on a daily basis intervene in the market, is the banks again making money, Because
Right,
when they
so
give the bank the money at a certain rate, the bank turn around and sell the money again at another rate,
But when you hear them say they're mapping up liquidity and giving out some loan, and
the bank,
the banks are buying most of them paper there, brother.
Let me tell you. So in every way, at the bank, at the financial sector, Jamaica benefit.
The question must be asked: how much money did the banks give the GLP for the election, and how much did they give the PNP? Or if they gave the PNP any at all? Because this is obvious that the government is looking after the banks.
Why? It's terrible. And they know
you're ready for the
they
tropical
never plan say a hurricane will come in. Because when you take out the capital budget and pay it over to the banks, they never have no preparation for Mrs. Sylvia,
Somebody's asking in the chat room, and I ask you, Obi, what is your opinion on Cliff Hughes telling Mark Golding to back off? I never hear that, Obi. You heard that?
No, I didn't hear that. But what I know, what I say in regard to that, it's not surprising because Cliff has become a serious mouthpiece for the governing Jamaica Labour Party, and he would have said unkind things about Mark Golding as in the past. He described Mark Golding as the most and I'm paraphrasing it, non-leadership persons in Jamaica's history, and all of those sorts of things, and inarticulate, all sorts of adjectives he used to describe Mark Golding. He buy into the notion of this whole business of chaka, all sorts of things. So, I really and truly not surprised hearing anything at all coming from Clifton Hughes, and in the negative as it relates to Mark Golding and by extension the People's National Party.
Junior, you heard it?
And Colin.
Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
I heard the playing of what he said on another program.
What him say?
Him said clearly that Mark Golding should wait for at least a 2-year period before he open him out.
Well, if Cliff Hughes said that Mark Golding must back off, all I would say that Cliff makes certain that you're paying your taxes. That's all I
hear what me say. The other host on that station,
yeah,
him say that telling the truth is not important,
What?
Him say telling the truth is not important.
What is important?
No more so Andrew talk.
Well, Lie win the last election. Lies won the last election. So they may have a point. They might not be right, but they have a point.
We listen to our friend here earlier. He said Labour run out of lie now,
Yeah, Marcel, Labour right run out of lies.
Yeah, right.
So would they come to the truth?
Never.
Anyway, Junior, you have anything else you want to say, Junior, before I let you go?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You don't expect no better from them than what them doing, The economy is in a crisis, the country is in a crisis, and if Melissa hit us, all hell broke loose in Jamaica. Because can you imagine we have a hurricane presently near Andrew, and then we're going to get our next one near Melissa? God help us. We talk.
Thanks, Junior. OB.
Yeah, cool.
We're under threat from a hurricane, OB.
Uh-huh.
Melissa.
Uh-huh.
heading our way. One man this morning said it's going to be a direct hit on Jamaica. If that happens to us, Obi, where do we stand as a Caribbean island where our economy is in dire strait? Hold on for me. Caller, hold the line for me. Hold on. Our economy is in dire strait. What we're looking at, Obi?
Well, we're looking at major infrastructure disaster because we are already, our infrastructure is not the best as it is. We saw where, just a rain make up its face and so on, and then we are recording that we have billions of dollars in damage to basically take care of. So when you look at it, it's certainly not a good look at all, Colin. And you have doubled down this morning on something that we have been saying as it relates to even the agency, for example, the parish councils or the municipal corporation, NEPA, and all of that, the building permit. The building permit that has been given, all we've seen where our builders, our developers are adhering to proper building standards, because there are more water that is basically creating havoc in the country. And you also touch on another point that, everybody is concreting every last inch of their yard space. And it is bad. I can understand people don't want to encounter the mud or so on, but we have to find ways of grass on the area at the yard and also leave additional little area, maybe along somewhere that you can have some amount of soak away, Colin, because what is happening is that the rain is now being thrown out on the road and all that, and the flooding is basically really and truly outside of even hurricane standard water or the wind that is coming with it. We're already very, very vulnerable. So when we look at what the projection that we're getting from Melissa Colin, it is indeed frightening, very, very frightening. And as you have been saying, let us pray. Let us pray over time and hope that we'll see something. I was listening to Apostle Shuttleworth, I think his name is, from TBC Radio yesterday. And he was actually saying that, listen, he can't pray anymore to move this because what happened, he have been praying and we have gotten reprieve over reprieve and so on. And this time, God is basically upset with us and he is of the opinion that we are going to get the full brunt of this. I hope not. I hope the Lord will continue to be merciful on us because, trust me, Colin, our infrastructure, our housing stock in a lot of places in Jamaica, really and truly, Colin, I think you can probably talk for some areas, even Portland there, that the housing stock is certainly not up to standard, Colin. So our people are really and truly in the eye of the storm, pun intended.
Hold on, Obi. We have Mystical join us. Mystical, morning.
Yeah, morning, sir. How are you?
Hold on for me, Mystical. We have a call on the 804. 804-876. 876-804-772. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, you're speaking to me, right?
Yes, man. Go right ahead.
Okay, because me there, I have to get a while. But on the topic of the hurricane and or storm or whatever going come, I don't know if you remember the Prime Minister speak earlier on this year, a couple of months ago, say the country is in good standing, in our safe hands. Yes, the country is economically and otherwise in a good hands.
Yes.
So if you remember that.
Yeah, man.
This time here is a test to see if the country is in a good hand, is in good hands. And obviously we start seeing cracks and the hurricane are coming. For example, in the economy, we're seeing the cracks. Yes?
Hold on, caller. Obi, is your car door again?
Yeah, I just opened it. I'm seeing.
Yeah, because we're getting that in the system. Yeah, caller, continue.
Yeah, so we're going to see what happens when this storm comes. I just hope that each individual in the constituencies, do what them have to do to help themselves. I want to firstly big up waiver lines assigned this morning in my community in Union Town. Speaking about the bridge and the flooding, and it's been going on for years. But anyway, I want to personally big him up, and I hope we can support him as people from overseas, because we have lots of plans for the community as in where we go. But what I did want to say to you earlier on, I heard you mentioned something earlier on this week about the congestion system. I don't want to go too long in it. The congestion system. I want to say to you, Colin, I know you advocate that in Jamaica, because we might look at the congestion system here and think it is a good system. I work in the system, I work in the city. I drive every single day except Sundays in the city. And this is not about congestion, it's about money. It's about going people's pockets. It's about.
But Carla, when was the last time you drive through Kingston?
Kingston?
Yeah.
Only since June. Only June gone.
But hold on. June isn't a good time to test Kingston. You want to drive through Kingston while school is in session, my brother.
But school was in session in June.
No, man. June school.
You say you drive from Constant Spring. You take your hour and something to Linders Road, and another hour something to Oak Road the other day.
Yeah.
But listen this. Let me say this to you, right? If we're going to speak of the congestion, right? I'm going to tell you, see this congestion thing here, be careful, because the government might use it to boost their it's a money making entity. And if the government implement that, it's not about reducing traffic, it's about making money, because you see them start using the ticketing system. This mayor what we have over here, yes, is the devil from hell. Yes,
but it wasn't this mayor. It wasn't this mayor that brought in congestion charge in London.
No, but it was a good idea. But guess what happened? They used the opportunity to make money. That's where it is now, It's about making money, because look, you want to reduce congestion, but guess what? Guess what them do, Boris Johnson? Because this mayor is a Labour mayor, and he criticized Boris Johnson for making cycle lanes, making the bus lanes smaller, making the roads one, right? And then they raise the congestion charge. They cram the city more and then cut out some roads. Now, I want you, why I say I want to call you in regards to it, and I want your listeners to listen and look in. At present, and I want to say this to you, on the 11th of June next month, November next month, we're not going to listen to any, we're boycotting social media next month, the 11th, because I don't know if you've heard about the digital ID system, what they want to bring in. It seems like what Andrew Willis are trying with the link. It's a system what they want to bring in, because right as I heard they speak about the bank in Jamaica, we're not getting bank, can't go to the bank and not making money. We need to be careful with this, because government, just like Israeli and just like over COVID in Canada, anyhow we get into this system, right? The government can lock your account. You can't get to buy nothing. You can't do nothing. And it happened just last week, Wednesday, while I was at work. It's only cash only. Supermarkets and stuff, cash only. You can't use no bank. The system went down. So with all this, all of them something where you see them implementing and bringing in. It's a system to cram you. So the congestion thing where you're speaking about in Jamaica, this is my suggestion. This is my opinion, not suggestion, my opinion. Government needs to start thinking of removing some of the older vehicles off the street. That's first thing. Removing the older vehicle off the street. We know, sir, some people are going to complain, say, boy, I'm a little livelihood and this. But make it possible that a man can get a vehicle. But then, I just say, as Ralston would say, you have to make more money and go back into the people in pocket so them can spend. You understand me? That is one of the main things that happen. Here, you can't compare the traffic here with traffic over there, because this government only uses for resources, financial resources. Yes, it is not about the congestion.
All right, Carla. All right, thanks very much. Thanks very much for your intervention, because you're going back over where you tell us already.
All right.
Respect. Call back some other time. Mystical. Mystically. Mystical? I will lose Mystical. Obi.
Yeah, all right, Colin. Let me just wrap with you quickly because I'm actually driving.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
So, Colin, there are some things that are just predictable. You talked about the fact that the government had allocated about $6 million per member of parliament to do some remedial work late in the piece.
Yes.
Because their argument was that they had basically given out X amount to MP in the early hours, right? You know, one of the things that's driving this way you see, Colin, this kind of half-hearted thing, and just expect more of it. More of it. Know that the numbers are much closer in the House of Parliament. The government is going to find all sorts of ways to circumvent, going around, dealing with things through member of parliament. So more and more things that you're going to see happen is going to come directly from ministerial edict and find a way to spend through the agency by cutting out the member of parliament, because you now have 28 to 30 to 30 what 30 35
yeah, 35, yeah.
Right? So it is not advantageous, as it were.
And the PNP have more councillors.
When the JLP had 49 to basically. So at this time, at the JLP continued to have 49 in the parliament. And more so, if it was before the election, you would hear that, listen, we're going to be giving $25 or $20 million per.
Obi, somebody asked earlier, how much did the members of parliament get before burial? I don't know if you can remember.
I know it. I think it was somewhere in about 15 to 20 million, somewhere there or thereabout. I off the top of my head, I think.
I wish we could double check how much the members of parliament got before burial.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked the question suggesting that they got a lot.
Yeah, because remember, what happened? They got a tranche before, and then the Prime Minister even come out and give them some additional amount. But it was important at the time for the Prime Minister to play the kind of politics that he was playing. And that is why you're hearing more and more, Colin. The people are saying that, listen, certainly people that I'm talking to, they are saying that, listen, they want to hear, they understand that the opposition doing some working, but they want to hear the opposition get up in the parliament and show on record, let Hansard record it, that they are pushing back on a number of things. For example, I believe the opposition, for what it's worth, should go into the parliament at the next sitting and say they are asking for Mrs. Holness to be removed as the Speaker of the House. It may come to nothing, it may come to naught, because the government has the majority, and it is still the gift of the government to appoint the Speaker. But at least record, because what we saw on Tuesday is basically one of the most disgraceful episodes in the history of Jamaican politics, certainly from my vantage point.
I think the Speaker lost it on Tuesday, Conrad. Terribly lost it, especially when she told Dwayne Vaz that his question was not relevant to the statement. Because what I'm thinking that they missed, the statement by Matthew Samuda was not a statement about water or environment and climate change. The statement by Matthew Samuda was a statement about a pending weather condition that was imminent. And therefore, all questions about drain cleaning, landslide cleaning, payment to contractors, money for emergency drain cleaning were all relevant questions.
Absolutely. Very, very germane. As a matter of fact, I believe that what the Speaker should have done, in my humble view, is to commend MP Vaz and the other PNP member to be bringing those questions to the fore. Because what it should also do is give the government the opportunity to speak in a very frank manner. If we really have government that is operating with transparency and understand that they were sent there by the people, they should be happy to take the time out to explain these things. As you said, we're talking about a major hurricane. I was listening to some history lessons, and we're talking about some 37 years on. And, Colin, remember now that we are much more porous We have less soakaways for water. We have so many other things that are attendant in going into this hurricane. This young lady here that is basically sitting and twiddling her thumb on the Caribbean Sea in the water. You know,
brother.
So it's
I hope that you are preparing Obi and getting ready for this phenomena that is coming upon us. And we ask the prayer warriors to pray. I don't agree with the bishop you mentioned that same can't do no more, because him start sound to me like him a God and he made the decision already.
Well, I don't know. You know,
We need to pray.
These people will tell you that they're speaking in the prophetic realm. I never question that, because I don't want to question the work of some people. Granted, sometimes you really have to ask the question, but that's what the gentleman said. But Colin, all in all, we are hoping for the best. We know that we have some people who are very, very vulnerable. Just they're barely existing. You know, the condition of the building that they live in and all of that. And I know that this time around, you know, MPs are out there with, and I was really listening forward to hear from the newly minted MP over in your side there, Eastern Portland, Mr. Buchanan. You know, I don't know what happened, because I think you being a Portland-based outfit, I really and truly believe that, you know, he should really make the time to come and speak to your people. I don't know what is the situation.
No, man, the truth is we have not gotten to him, and then the producer left. So the producer was supposed to try to get to him, but she had to leave for something else. An emergency come up, and as we said, she have a death in her family, and we just want to send condolences to the Dice family this morning.
Okay, good. Not casting any assertion at all. Just saying that, you know, because, and I want to commend those members of parliament that I've seen over social media, you know, talking to their constituents rather, and, you know, actually encouraging them to do whatever. And they also talk about the little allocation that they receive, how they were trying to spend it to ensure that some of the major drains clean. The mayor down in Port Maria there, St. Mary, Mayor Wilson, I know that he basically have been crying out for some time now. We saw Mayor Norman Scott, who speak on the caucus for the council, the mayors and councils and so on, and he is actually crying out to say, listen, they are woefully short of resources. So we just have to hope for the best, Colin. I don't know, may the good Lord hold his hand.
Well, thanks, Obi. Thanks very much. I'm still trying to touch base with a couple of people before I get off this morning. All right?
All the best, man. Have a good one.
Blessings, my brother. Conrad, the fireman O'Brien. We had Mystical on earlier. And don't rule me out touching base with the member of parliament for East Portland yet, because, you know, we are in this time and maybe he's already on the road. As I said, we had a meeting yesterday morning, and we know that some work is taking place. 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. So we're still trying to see who we can touch base with. Last Wednesday gone, we spoke to the mayor of Port Maria. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Mr. Colin?
Yes, man. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Mr. Colin. I'm going to say just a few little things quickly and get off the
Go ahead.
phone. No, I am so happy. I'm not divulging from the program. I'm just laying the foundation to get to something. I am so happy to see the people out demonstrating for Jaden. And I said that to say this. If the people of Jamaica want to demonstrate against anything that go against them, they can. They answer the call. They answer the call for Jaden. Why can't they answer the other calls and get out there, get off the rump, and get out there and demonstrate against the government and the atrocities that the government is doing to them? Why can't they? I hope they take a leaf from that book and see that together we stand. Together. It's not a one-party thing. And put aside the party situation and say it's Jamaica. We all are Jamaicans, whether P or J, and get out there and demonstrate for their rights against the government. Now, with the storm coming, I hope not, but I look at it another way. And I agree with Mr. Obi, what he says with that pastor he was referring to, that, Jamaica has gotten a lot of leeway, word speaking, okay? And we go back to the same thing. And I'm saying, Andrew fooled them once, and he comes back again and fool them a second time. Yet, now we are seeing the evidences. Nobody knew that a hurricane would be imminent. And now it is there. Hope not that it don't reach. But then again, we are not God. And if we are calling for change, again, the Lord move in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. And we must remember Nineveh. We must also remember Sodom and Gomorrah. And look back then to now. Andrew Holness government has done a lot of bad to Jamaica and to Jamaica people. And he's still doing it. He's barefaced. Look at all the things the people have been going on with. And they don't think about God and that it is wrong. And again, we must remember karma. It really has no address, no time. Again, we must remember I water. Elderly people I water could not get their pension. The children are hungry and crying. And their parents don't know where to turn. The Bible said Jesus was always with the poor. And he says we must remember the poor.
All right,
that government don't remember no poor. They don't remember no poor. So if it will come, make it come. And I wish to God, it may, a lot of persons won't agree with this, but this is it. We have to call a spade a spade. I wish it pays those people a courteous call. Yeah, a courteous call. Teach them a lesson.
All right, caller. Thank you.
There's only one God. One God.
Yeah, man.
And that empire down there must go. It must go, Colin. So if it to come, welcome it to come. God knows his own. He said he knows his sheep. And he will protect them. And that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Colin.
Yes, how you do?
We're there.
Yes, sir. Greetings, everyone. Yeah. My three little birds sing already, because them are meteorologists, brother.
Yeah, and what them I say?
Over the years, and them sing, physically, me I talk about really, my birds, them available. And when they come in the man and say some things to me, there's some of this. I mean, where them depend.
So what your birds have been saying?
The fact that they come out, calling them with a runway. You get what I say?
So the fact that they come out, you are saying that?
The fact that them come out and they around,
yes,
they would have safe even if their lives are in danger.
And they would know.
Yeah. They would know. Yes, them program with man.
Yeah, but what about the fact that them say about Tuesday before it comes? So maybe the bird them still have till tomorrow or Monday.
But maybe the bird them until I say, well, no, what's not? Don't worry about that thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that may I say, because if the man them can give you, them have all the equipment where them say that can forecast and give you something near accurate. And them I tell you from about Sunday we are here about this thing.
Yeah, that's the man them close school Thursday and Friday.
And just a moving target, moving. So better listen to my birds, brother. Yeah, because if you listen to them, I mean, all next week them time, apparently it's still a come.
The producer said about November it'll come.
Brother. So I get myself too excited. You see, when a while ago when we jump off, a strong gush, a wind and rain come in, brother. We have to run, go take care of some things,
Lock up the house.
Yeah. So, yeah, but that it gone now. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then a spurt. Come and go thing, you know. So
Yeah.
me not gonna rest on the projections, you know. Me is a man of hope, yeah, a man of faith, you get what I'm saying? And with all, hey, people must understand now because you know, so them not rate God though.
No, they don't.
Most people not rate God because them see God as this terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
this wicked
Hold
man
on,
who
caller.
come from
Go ahead, Mystical.
Yeah, this wicked man from time to time will come and make our life uncomfortable. Yeah, you think God are impoverished, and you lay every burden on the backs of his people. He's a deliverer, man. Come on, yeah.
Yeah.
So most people we are talking about God, they talk to him like a wicked little man who always oppress the poor, yeah.
Yeah.
Now him against those who oppress the poor, yeah, and make
Yes.
the lives of poor miserable. And when you see hurricane and them thing, they're not act of God, them thing, man. Yeah, God act his placidity, you know, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like me tell a man the other day, I say God no fall rain, brother.
I want to tell you that originally, God no fall rain.
God set up
used to come up from the earth.
systems,
But
and it depends on what you do, how you treat the environment.
All right,
that certain things happen.
Yeah, you're the real gospel man, preacher. Yeah, preach the truth. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Because the Bible tell we, you know, man. Say in a Genesis 2, you know, say the mist come up from the earth, you know, water the whole ground, you know, man. So rain never come down, you know, man. The aquifers,
Yeah.
Earth used to take care of itself. So when you go out in a man, there's some dew upon the thing there. I saw the original set of God going on, man. A man make things start go conscious-wise and otherwise. And the other thing, Colin, because you say your march that this morning about Israel. Remember now, you know, Israel is not a geography, you know, brother.
It's a people.
It's a people, brother. Yeah. And if we take it the way it is, we understand that Israel is a people. So, you know what? The land take the name of the people, and the people take the name of the land, like we are Jamaican. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But finally, brethren, you see what going on in Jamaica, yeah? The people, these people are deliberate and determined that we must suffer and they must live, them and then people they must live. Yeah? And you can use the banks to extrapolate that. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
The banks, to extrapolate. Okay, so pay money, push paper, push on. The people are of no consequence to these people here. None.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. And I'm going to leave it right there, brother. Yeah?
Respect.
But remember to call back Julian, you know. You must call him back.
Yes, I have to. I have to. Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, caller. 804, go ahead. Wow, we lost that caller. Yes, it's for real. I must call back Julian because Julian was telling us about the road will start mash up already. And right here on this program, we're telling a long time that road not going to last. No, so we're telling you. Say that road not going to last. Which number Julian did call me from? Let me get him back on the number when me have him. Because we're telling us that road there not going to last based on how them set it. Based on how them set it. It not going to last. Not going to last at all. And Julian is telling us already that the road cave in.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, man. Talk to me
now. True to say, me depend credit and the situation only make me get poor. Me just have to try to save the credit and call you back.
Me call you now. Talk to me.
Yes, I was saying the condition of the road out there is in extreme bad condition, so you have to make it known on a wider scale, you know.
And it stays so right now as we speak?
Well, the water run off in most of the areas.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, everybody out this way under stress and are worried because once this 25-inch rain fall, people are under real serious stress, you know?
Yeah.
So it needs to be known, and how we deal with it is a different thing. You know, but the condition of the road, condition of the carpet out there, not good none at all.
And you're saying that the road sink out a wall pen already?
Yes, there's a place before you reach down to the hardware.
Yeah.
A piece of the road where a drain come across the road.
Yes.
it collapsed night before last night when we have that hard rain.
Yeah.
And 2 vehicles get messed up out there.
So the man,
you know, and
go ahead.
And the people, all of the most of the yards in a castle area, you have to see the conditions with water, and even people in a people gateway, people can't, even the station, people can't get in them space. The road just nasty. It's a poor condition.
So the drain's not working?
Huh?
The drain's not working?
The drain working, but the how they construct.
Yeah.
The one of the things what they do is that they block some of the drains and they scale the road, because most of the road are the natural runoff, and then change that in the interest to put on the carpet to fool people. You know, but the condition out here is bad. But one before me get cut off, one of the things why I call you.
You remember say me call you, you know, I get cut off. I me call you. So talk.
Oh, okay. One of the things why I need to want to get across, and yours in your space and your station. You know, we run a vibrant benevolent society out here.
Yes.
We were to have a bingo tonight, but it had to be cancelled based on the impending weather.
Yes.
So I just want to the listeners to know that we had cancelled, and the future date is the 8th of November. But we will get across. But I just want to use the space to say that to the people. But outside of that, out here, the condition of the road is not good. Even down by, you see down at the Jerk Center down at Boston.
Yeah.
When the rain fall, I think 2 days ago, you couldn't go, that road that going to Great Hut.
Yeah.
Was a pool, not a road, a pool. A pool.
I hope some people take some pictures that we can get to the MP so the MP can get to China Harbor to fix the situation. We know of an MP that we can talk to. And yesterday morning in that Zoom meeting, he told us that some of the drains out of East not working.
But they can't work. Remember, you know, once we have this type of weather, you know, all the drains in a long bay was already full with sun, you know. So them only in a short order, nobody will be able to pass Long Bay, because that's why this road shouldn't be done like this, you know. That's why Porsche did say we could get a highway into Port Antonio. Because we then put back the road now. Once you have a bad weather, all of the sun on the road.
Hold on, Julian. Hold on. Marshy.
Colin.
Yeah.
You get ISAT?
No, not yet. I don't get it.
All right. I mean, I do meet with some of the MP. You hear?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't get it.
Yeah, all right. No problem.
Yeah, man. Good.
But I know when I'm finishing, we touch base with me. Yeah, Julian.
Yeah, man. The condition out here not good, and I was telling you about that drain down by to entrance to Dragon Bay.
Yes.
That if that drain not clean, we are going to have serious problem down there, because all of the water that is coming from Shode Forest, and that you know that big drain that come down Shode Forest, those drains not get no attention to some time. So if we don't clean those drains,
going to Malden University,
don't even know about those drains.
Well, we have to tell him, you know.
Huh?
We have to tell him.
Right. So that's why I'm raising it now, because more likely I'm listening to the show.
No, as Marsh said that there is a meeting on with the caucus of members of parliament, and we're looking now at a press briefing that is going on right now. So we're going to join that press briefing at Julian. So we talk.
Yeah, man, join the press briefing. Yeah.
All
so
right,
thanks for the time, eh?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yes.
Meeting with members of parliament, caucus of members of parliament.
Emergency. The municipal corporations, by law, is required to hold a percentage of the parochial revenue funds that they have. And the purpose of that is to respond to emergencies. Those funds should not be spent unless an emergency such as the one we are experiencing now is happening. And they are required to seek the permission of the ministry to spend those funds because previously before that funds were used to do other things outside of emergencies. And in fairness to some of the MCs, they have been using the SGR, and they have said it publicly in response to the call. Some have not, because they have exhausted the SGR on other issues that are not emergency related. And they are therefore looking to the Ministry of Local Government to supplement what they have used outside of what is required. Funds have been earmarked. They were advised that they could use 2 months of the parochial revenue funds for drain cleaning. And I want the country to understand that the municipal corporations generate their own source of revenues that they can spend at their own ledger that the ministry has nothing to do with. So the municipal corporations can find funds to do the work that is necessary. And I note that the opposition have mentioned that based on the survey that they did, all of the municipalities have said that they are not in a position for us to welcome Prime Minister. And I note that it is said that some of the municipalities are not in a position to do it. All of them, the release said. But at least 5 municipalities that are controlled by the opposition has come out publicly to say that they have undertaken drain cleaning exercise and they are in a state of readiness. I want to say to the country this morning that this administration takes seriously the question of our preparedness for disaster, and we will work across the board to ensure that we provide quality service to the people and to ensure that the people's business is taken care of. So let me repeat again that the municipal corporations are in a position. There are 13 levels of fees that they are collecting, that they have control over those 13 layers of fees. The only ones that is controlled by government in terms of the Ministry of Finance is the PRF, which is a proceeds of the revenues from motor vehicle licensing and fees, which
if you want to have like during.
So we're watching the press conference about Melissa and we're listening to the Minister of Local Government. You know, these people are something else when you really listen to them and how they try all the while to deflect. But let's continue.
They get property taxes. They get trade license, which are a significant amount of revenues. So they are in a position to do what is necessary. I'd like to, therefore, now touch on two critical areas of our preparedness as we get deeper into the hurricane. Already, I would have written to the Most Honorable Prime Minister on the advice of the Director General of ADPEM under the Disaster Risk Management Act to make a declaration which the Prime Minister did yesterday. Jamaicans, there is another request I'll be putting in writing to the Prime Minister for his consideration. That based on the extent of the system, there are vulnerable communities in Jamaica that it is advisable that persons do not remain in these communities during the passage of the hurricane. Provisions are made in the Disaster Risk Management Act for compulsory evacuation. Places like Rocky Point in Clarendon, Taylor Land in Bull Bay, New Haven, Riverton City, and many other communities that will be affected, where lives will be threatened. I will therefore be writing to the Prime Minister based on the recommendations of the Acting Director General of ADPEM that we take those steps to advise those communities of the intent to declare this order. But I want to make an appeal to persons who are living in these communities. Port Royal is one such community that is of concern, that you can start to make arrangements to move and go and spend time with relatives and friends. It is in your interest that this is done. And I want to say this, and I have to speak, Prime Minister, because this is how I am. It is going to be impossible when the event comes, after all the efforts that you would have made, to say to our first respondent, go to point A and point B, to put their lives at risk when persons refuse to move before. And I want to urge Jamaicans, do not take this for granted. We have already removed the residents of 3 infirmaries that sits on the mouth of the river of the sea in St. Ann, Hanover, and Trelawney. Those residents have been removed to safe grounds, and we are presently removing the homeless population from the streets and placing them in shelters right across the country. The Ministry of Local Government and ADPEM is in a position, Prime Minister, to provide relief supplies when necessary, Prime Minister. We have a team here in Jamaica from Sedema, which came in over the last 2 days, which is helping us in our communication system and is here to give support to the team on the ground. The government is doing all that it can within its powers, but the greater effort has to come from the people themselves. And I want to use my presentation this morning to urge Jamaicans to take this seriously. Do not gamble with Melissa. It's not a safe bet. I urge Jamaicans to think about themselves first. I hope and pray that God will grant us the strength and the courage, and that He will smile on us and be gracious to us over the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Now we're going to be hearing from our Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Thank you, PM.
Thank you, Minister. Good morning, Jamaicans here and overseas who may be watching this press briefing. Firstly, a few comments on the system itself. The system is quite an unusual one, sitting in the Caribbean Sea for such a long time, making up its mind where it will go. It is obvious that it now has a trajectory where we can, with great certainty, say that Jamaica will be impacted. Let me be clear that the entire Jamaica will be impacted by this storm. The outer bands seem to be very wide, and it is already affecting the Dominican Republic and Haiti with significant rainfall. We should expect the same. So the first impact that we should be preparing for would be heavy rains. Once it becomes a major hurricane, which is projected to be within a day, then we will have heavy winds. The third impact will be the length of time that it will stay. If it continues to be as slow moving as it has been, then we could expect anywhere from 2 to 3 days. Would that be correct, Evan? Or even longer. So those are the three things you should be, in your mind, be prepared for. Now, I know that there are many Jamaicans who are anxious, who are very concerned, and rightfully so. You should be concerned. But the best way to address anxiety and any nervousness and concern is to be prepared. So I would urge all my fellow citizens, everyone who is now feeling nervous, anxious, uncertain, that now is the time to be prepared. And the elements of preparedness for a hurricane would be, first of all, you want to protect your shelter. That's absolutely critical, because in a hurricane, you would need to be somewhere where you can be sheltered. Roofs, windows, start there. Battening down. So I noticed that many Jamaicans are putting building blocks on their zinc and so forth. That is a solution, but a better option would be to use sandbags, which stay longer and are not likely to be blown off. If you can find plywood or anything of that form to protect your windows, that would be useful. We always say to remove threatening branches from trees. We have seen one incident where someone was injured trying to do that. So we advise that if you're doing that, be super careful in doing that. The next layer of preparation would be to look for areas that are vulnerable to flooding. If you find that your yard is below road level or in a water zone, meaning you have built in a river course, you're on a slope, you're near to the sea, you're in a low-lying area, you're close to or on a gully bank, or historically, you are in an area where the river may change course. You want to take protective measures. And again, simple sandbagging can be useful in directing water away from your shelter. Once you have sorted out your shelter issues, then you have to look for sustenance, food and water. Make sure that you have food that is non-perishable and water that is in proper containers, scaled to the number of persons who live in your household. Then you want to look for ensuring that you have at least some form of lighting, because it is highly likely that the electricity will go either preemptively or as a result of the storm itself. Batteries and flashlights are recommended. The good old home sweet home lamp is always there, but we're always very careful, last resort. Batteries and flashlights, today's technology with LED lights, you can have lights going for a little while in the night. Solar lamps are always good to have. These are things that you would want to have in your possession. Of course, in today's world, telecommunications is important. Make sure you have at least some credit if you use prepaid plans, that you keep your devices safe. And we can't give you any guarantee that throughout the storm you will have full coverage. It is likely that you may have some coverage at some point, but you should always, in your hurricane plan, be prepared that you may be out of communication. But nevertheless, keep your instruments safe. Don't let them get wet, so that at least if the signals were to come back, you'll be able to connect. Now, having done all of that, there is another important thing which we ask you to do. Keep your documents safe. Now, your identification, your passport, any prescriptions that you may need to be refilled, your land titles and all of those things, keep them safe. Keep them in a safe place. Yes, there would be distribution of benefits without the need for identification, but that would be very limited. In fact, in the humanitarian relief and recovery phase, I would say that most, if not all, the distribution of benefits will require some form of identification because of the accountability issues that even though it's a hurricane, we can't suspend accountability. So keep your identification safe. There are some other things that we would want you to do in being prepared. Speak with your children about the hurricane because they are going through their own uncertainty crises, which you may not immediately recognize. They may not take it seriously. Some may think of it as fun, and they may run outside and run in the rain playing football, and accidents can happen. Accidents can happen. We urge you to have a frank discussion about what to expect in a hurricane and why it is important to stay sheltered during the hurricane. We don't want to have any deaths during the hurricane. And an important part of that is to keep your household inside safe. Outside of that, communities are an important response tool to the hurricane. I remember during Gilbert, the community in which I live, everyone came together. And that helped to keep the community safe. It helped to deal with emergencies and just good old sitting down, talking, dealing with the challenges that would have occurred. In today's parlance, we say it helps with the mental health. So community is important. Looking on your neighbor, reach out to your neighbor, find out what is happening, ask how you can help, or ask for help. Very important. Outside of that, there is the local government response. And Minister Mackenzie would have addressed this issue of what the local government is tasked and resourced to do. And then there is the national response. Now, I know that at this time, there are many persons who simply have no resources at all. They are not able to go to the supermarket and buy even one bag of crackers. I am aware. And we have tasked the Ministry of Social Security to start to pre-position supplies, but in all reality, we wouldn't be able to get supplies to everyone who is genuinely in need of the supplies. The most immediate first responder is usually, it's either your church or your member of parliament or your councillor, the police. So we are going to make provisions for the councillors and the members of parliament to be able to, where they can, because they are humans too and they wouldn't be able to be out in the storm, but as much as they can, we will resource them to be able to assist. They will, and I'll be clear with this, they will not be able to assist every case. It's just physically not possible. But in as much as cases are brought to their attention, their network of workers and community activists and so forth would have brought cases to their attention, then we can assist. We are very grateful and very thankful for the philanthropic organizations that exist in certain communities that are already starting to mobilize and doing work. We intend to reach out to most and cooperate with them and assist them in being able to get supplies and distribute. Which leads me to another point of preparedness nationally. And that at this time, there must be a unified position with all the civic stakeholders and all our political stakeholders. And so I have been in communication with the leader of the opposition. We should meet today at, I believe, 12:30, and I will give the opposition a full brief. I'm certain that they will have suggestions which we will listen to and take on board. And if determined, then we will have a Zoom call with members of parliament. I know many of them are in the field, so it depends on how many that we would be able to mobilize. But we have already provisioned them with resources to clean drains and gullies. I know many of them are out in the field supervising these works. From being a member of parliament myself and having gone through this many, many times over, your constituents are of the belief that every drain and every gully is going to be cleaned. That may not be possible. Certainly, you would need much more equipment mobilized than we have capabilities to do, much more supervision. And so what the MPs would be doing would be trying to concentrate on the main ones. That is where their efforts would be. So if you didn't see the drain running behind your yard being cleaned, don't believe that no work is happening. Work is happening, but it may not be in your locality. That is being monitored by the NWA, and we'll get a report very soon as to how many drains we were able to clean. That is indeed a very important preemptive action when it comes to treating with flooding. So outside of that, from an administrative point of view, all our entities have been tasked and mobilized. I suspect all the officers understand what the mission is. It is, from all indications, it is going to be a direct hit, and all of Jamaica will be impacted. I urge everyone to be wise about this, to put aside the nervousness and the anxiety, and be practical, prepare, as I have outlined, how we should be prepared, and continue to pray. We have seen hurricanes at the last moment take a turn for the better. And I still have hope that the impact will not be as bad as it is shaping up to be. But we will prepare for the worst and continue to pray for the best. The impact, whatever it is, the preparation can have some mitigating effect on the impact, but the real work starts the hour after the impact. And what we have done in terms of national preparedness is to put everything in place to be able to respond the hour after the impact. And that is how quickly we intend to recover from this hurricane. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
So that was Prime Minister Andrew
Thank
Holness
you, everyone.
at the press
You have heard
conference
earlier from Minister Vaz. You also
happening
heard
as we
from
speak.
Minister Mackenzie, Minister Green, and also Minister Samuda. If you have any questions, and Prime Minister just closed out, and I see the Observer has the first question.
Good morning. Good morning, still Prime Minister. A quick one for you. You speak about the recovery. In your administration had started a cat bond with World Bank with about US 150 million. Not sure if Hurricane Beryl triggered that catastrophe bond, and it's still in place.
Still in place.
Still
in place. Still in place, yes.
And how will we trigger it, PM?
No, I hope it's not triggered. As I stand here, I don't want it to be triggered.
What triggered it?
It is dependent on the level of damage. And I think it's also dependent on the wind, the wind category. So we're hopeful that we don't have significant winds, which would translate to not having significant damage.
All right. Nationwide.
Morning, Prime Minister. Morning to the room again. Given, we spoke with Evan Thompson earlier, he was telling us that different places are at different risks based on their characteristics. Persons in hilly areas might be susceptible to landslides, those in the coast might be susceptible to flooding. Given that we have MPs in here, the question to all the MPs would be, based on the characteristics of your constituency, are there any special warnings you want to give to the constituents in terms of areas that may be susceptible to a different type of damage compared to somewhere else? Are there any specific instructions?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't want to call out areas. I usually leave that to the technical persons because I don't know all the areas. But let's take Port Royal, for example. So Port Royal is a low-lying area. Just the nature of that peninsula would leave it vulnerable. And we ask the persons there to take precautions. I would have come in at the tail end of the presentation of Minister Mackenzie. And I can understand the reluctance of persons who are attached to that community and attached to the land. They don't want to be displaced, and they want to be able to protect their assets. But my advice to them, because it's no advice, I'm awaiting the minister's recommendation for it to become a compulsory order to relocate, to evacuate. I would advise them to, if they don't want to go to a shelter, because a shelter would be open, and I believe the shelter, Minister Mackenzie, would be the arena and Windward Road.
With summer coming up and everyone's wanting to wear
So
brighter colors.
We're listening to the press conference happening right now. I have a call holding, but caller, please, you'd understand. Let's hear what is happening at the press conference.
The other area would be Rocky Point and the general Portland Cottage area. Those areas have historically flooded, even in Beryl. I know the residents there are quite resourceful, and I've seen some do the sandbanking, channeling, and all kinds of other measures. But given not just the severity in terms of the projected wind and rain, But this other dimension of the length of time that it will stay, if it stays very long, then even your best measures could be thwarted by just the duration of rainfall and wind. So I urge every Jamaican who are residing in these vulnerable areas to make plans to evacuate. Now, the compulsory evacuation comes with the provision of transportation. We won't be able to do it in all cases, but in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, we will provide transportation to move you to safe ground.
One of the things we need to know is
Outside of that,
security will be provided at the
because
national
the
arena.
provision of transportation
people who have got
would
it.
be halted at a particular point in time, because that would be putting our drivers and buses and other persons in harm's way. After that, we would not be able to guarantee a response until after the hurricane. And so I'm just putting it very frankly that if you decide to violate an order to evacuate, you are essentially taking a risk with your life.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? None? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. And I think Minister Mackenzie just wanted to say something.
Prime Minister, one of the things that we picked up in a survey that we did is the question of mental health and people under stress. So to advise the public that there will be a medical team within the command center that will be able to respond to calls from individuals who are showing signs and expressing certain kind of tendencies during what is going to be anticipated to be a very, very difficult period. And that will be put in place, and we will make those numbers known shortly before the end of the day.
All right. Thank you very much. That's a very good point. And Minister Green wants to make one final point too.
Just to indicate that we will be closing all our botanical gardens. Botanical gardens do fall under the Ministry of Agriculture. So as of tomorrow, all our botanical gardens will be closed until further notice.
All right. Thank you very much.
After them frighten everybody, we have a caller holding. Caller, go ahead. 804, good morning. Caller, go ahead, please. Maybe mute, you know. Caller, if you're mute, unmute. So the leader of opposition wrote to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister agreed to meet with the leader of opposition 12:30 today. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yeah, Colin.
Yeah, man.
I hear Desmond saying that the council have money. Desmond really believe that the little money that the council generate can do anything in this crisis?
Well, of course, then if he believes St. Thomas Municipal Corporation can pay $10.3 million
Colin, you
a
couldn't
month.
wait, let me say, where you take it out of my mouth, sir? Because I come to you with it.
If him think the municipal corporation can pay $10.3 million a month for rent, then of course he think they have money.
These guys really, you know, so sometimes I take the people for fool. Sometimes I just really fool, you know.
Yeah,
what
man.
kind of money you can get to do something like this? These things are too simple. And the two journalists asked question a while ago. They're lucky Mrs. Wellness was not there, because Mrs. Wellness ended it, they would have shut down every last question where they are going to ask.
Hold on. It looked like Prime Minister wants to say something else.
And we take the best of the models, plus our own indigenous knowledge of our situation,
Hold on,
to give the best projection. But as an act of God, we have no control over what nature may decide to do, and it can shift, which is why we need to give you the up-to-date information. So we may have said something yesterday or even an hour ago, but the situation has changed. And so we need to bear that in mind. It's very important that we say this, because in the decentralized media world in which we live in, where technically we have citizen journalists and every opinion can be broadcast, the impact of the broadcast of an opinion or information that is not accurate in the time of a disaster can have impactful consequences and can impact the outcome of the efforts. So I'm urging everyone to be, at this time, responsible. Use social media for what it was designed to be, social, not anti-social media. So let's use the media for the positive reassurance. Of course, bring to attention issues that may occur, but don't use it as a means to create depression in the minds of citizens. And many persons going through very difficult times now, as I've said earlier, uncertain times, and we need to be cautious of that. Secondly, I did not recall to mention in my presentation that a part of managing the response to the pandemic is to manage trade and commerce, to ensure that our supermarkets, our shops are properly stocked and that our distributors have stocks in their warehouses. I have been briefed by the Minister of Industry and Commerce that the trades have reported that they have sufficient stock to carry us through the initial phase of the weather event and to carry us even during the relief and recovery phase. One of the challenges we have picked up is that because the hurricane has been not so definitive in when and where, persons may have taken actions that would have seen either the closure of hardwares or supermarkets. And so there are persons who still have not been prepared and are finding it now difficult at the last moment. So I'm going to take this platform. We're not going to be using any of the powers that we could use under the RMA, but we're taking this platform to urge our suppliers and distributors to consider keeping their shops and warehouses and supermarkets open for as long as possible to ensure that our citizens are able to get supplies. I believe that we could do this even up to tomorrow early. Evan? Today. By tomorrow. So as long as you can keep your of course, we're asking you to use your discretion and judgment in this matter, but I'm still making the appeal for as long as you can to keep your supermarkets, your shops, your corner shops open so that people...
Caller? Hello? Don't think this caller listening to you anymore.
Question? No. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you all. And as I said, we'll continue updating you.
All right. So my viewers and listeners, that is it. Please remember to stay safe. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Make certain you click the notification bell because we are going to be keeping you constantly updated on whatever is happening as it relates to the storm. We might come back to you later. Hello, good evening, good morning.
Morning, Colin, and morning to your listeners.
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I'm not sure why Andrew, not being a meteorologist, and have Evan Thompson and the whole of that department sit down and he's there giving a briefing where he cannot even answer questions about what is really happening. Why don't give the space to the experts? And we saw this when we had that major earthquake. Him and all our ministers come in front time office and give a briefing. Where are the experts? And if we don't have them, why are we paying them? Why are they being paid by our taxpayers' dollars? So when situation like this come up, we can't hear from them. Andrew,
well, as you know, Evan was in the audience. Evan gave a presentation earlier, so he was there.
So everything that Andrew was saying, we did not want to hear that from him. He's not the person to be saying what he's saying. That is for Evan Thompson and people from the meteorologist office. It's not for him to be saying these things.
Well, I mean, not all with Andrew. No, I hear none from Andrew, right?
we don't want to hear this from Andrew because he's not an expert. He don't know nothing about meteorology. Give the expert the chance to speak. And that's what he said yesterday. People are saying where he is and how him have the people who run different departments and people who do this and people who are executive officers and this and that. They do their work. Yes, let them do them work. Let them come out and talk.
All right. Thanks very much, my dear.
And not only that, Colin, why are they talking about the revenue that the parish council make? Are they talking about the expenses of the parish council?
No, they're not. Well, one of the things that they are saying is that each parish council have some emergency funding. And what Desmond was saying, that some of them use that emergency funding doing things that are not emergency, and hence they don't have no money now. And he also mentioned that some of the councils that are operated by PNP mayors have done some drain cleaning and said that they are basically in readiness for whatever to come.
So basically, if places are damaged, it is the parish council's fault and not the overall government's fault. The person who have the money, who is collecting the money, and who is supposed to be spending it in a wise way. Because just like how we know that snow fall in North America, we know that hurricanes come to Jamaica.
Yeah, man,
Why is it that it is days before a hurricane, you're coming out, you're trying and wanting to clean drains. In Westmoreland, we see people volunteering their equipment to clear drains.
All right, so somebody asked in the chat room earlier, how much did members of parliament got before burial? They got $2.7 million. We just...
Is that US dollars or Jamaican dollars?
Yeah.
Okay.
$2.7 million before burial. That can't do nothing, and that's why they're giving $3 million now, but they have hoped that now to, I think, about $6 million. So, yeah, still weak.
Colin, when you call somebody out of them house express and in an emergency, expect the fee must be the same?
No, they're going to cost more.
Okay. And my other question is this. Why we don't see the soldiers, them like how in other countries I've seen where soldiers go get the stand and put them in a bag and carry them and distribute to people? Why the soldiers them sit down in an emergency like this, and when things go bad, everybody know have them hand up in the air? These are things the government is supposed to be thinking about and doing.
Well, we saw in burial
where
we saw the poor management after burial, where instead of the Minister of Energy come together with the JPS and bring out some soldiers to help, he was there criticizing JPS. Well, in this instant, JPS said them bring in some people already. So let's see what's going to happen.
And this catastrophe bond business, they need to properly explain to the country what it is, how it works, and if it's supposed to go to the regular Jamaican who suffer harm and damage.
Well, if you realize a while ago that was asked of the Prime Minister, he said it is active based on a certain wind speed. He never tell us the wind speed. So, you know, we need more. We need more.
Because somebody who lives in a riverbank, and according to the Prime Minister who live in a riverbed, because I don't know in which country people must live in a riverbed, those people, when they get damaged, can they draw down from that fund, or how it is that they draw down? People need to know all of these clear and upfront, so they don't all take the money and put in their pocket and give to their friend.
All right,
because their friend have insurance. These little people don't have insurance.
All right, thanks very much. Make certain you subscribe and click the notification bell. We might come back later. Have a good evening.
Bless up yourselves.
Blessings. And them now move the people and put on it. Yeah. And people can live on them comfortably. But I guess the people of Jamaica don't want that, because the PNP made those offers, you know, that they are going to make lands available. People who are living on government land for over 25 years will get title, but most of the people still say that they want Andrew Holness.
It's quite obvious to me that the Prime Minister is an expert in every field, every area, every department.
I'm style.
And he's now taking over meteorologists.
Adam style. Adam style. Adam style. President. President.
Yes, my brother.
Talk to me.
I have 3 questions and one report.
Yeah.
But my questions are quick as usual. 1. That building, I think it's in St. Mary, that the government were paying how much millions per month,
Well,
and it's not being occupied.
No, the tax office is in that building now. That building has been occupied.
Okay, so it takes for you guys, the broadcasters and bloggers and so forth, to draw the government so that they can do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm happy for that. 2, I heard the Prime Minister telling the people of Jamaica to use sandbag if possible instead of blocks. But if they take over all the beaches and the rivers, how the people are going to get sand?
And I know everybody, even they near a beach or a river, you have a whole heap of people that don't know near a beach or a river, they all get sand from.
All right,
well, as a producer, somebody said a while ago, I don't remember if it's you, that soldiers should have been carrying around sandbag of people.
No.
The caller before said what should happen is the
Because,
soldier
yes.
truck, them should have load up a sandbag and carry go give people all about who want it.
Right, because what I was going to say to you is that you have, in the area that I live is just like Jamaica, where the hurricane is a friendly person to us.
Yes,
And
check your regular.
Yeah, so you have committees that prepare sandbags and hand them out. Whether you go places and pick them up, or I think even Home Depot support in some areas sell sandbags. So I hope they can do something better than having the people just hearing about sandbag. Some people don't even know what is sandbag.
All right.
And the third one, what's the third one again? I almost losing the third one. But the third one, JLP campaign on a topic that murder rate is down drastically. What's the murder rate since the election?
I hear
something
recently that the commissioner of police tell the police them say make certain more than 150 more people not dead for the year, not get murdered for the year. The commissioner of police is telling police officers to make sure that more than 150 more persons not dead for the year because they want to keep the murder rate under 700 for this year. I would love that too.
All right. So you're actually telling me from that statement you made that the murder rate had flown very high ever since the election.
It looks so, yeah, man. We've been hearing it. Somebody's correcting me, says 152.
What had they been doing or had they done to keep it down for the election?
Well, one of the things, I don't know if you heard 1 week, we had an interview with Peter Bunting, and we spoke to Rattigan about it, and he told us about those bodies that have not been announced. It was 490 odd bodies that we have not determined if those were murdered or not. And I don't know if those have been cleared up as yet.
I heard that. But you know what I'm saying in all of this, where that is concerned? That it looked political, like it's a lot of political killing under contracts. So we tell my workers them to cool off until after the election.
President,
all right.
Later we are going. You say you have a report.
The report is, I went on my voyage, and as usual, Friday past Style FM, so me I one of the biggest advertiser and everything.
Yes.
And I was in
Mexico.
Casamia, Mexico.
Yes.
And I was in Casamel, Mexico.
Yes. And
the few English speaking that I could find, where I could download and show them your
channel,
Poland Spice TV.
Yes.
Channel. I didn't have anything to identify myself.
All right, sir.
I didn't have a shirt. I didn't have a shirt.
We are going to make the
shirts. No card.
We are going to make the shirts available. We are going to make the Portland Spice shirts available. So just give us till the storm pass and gone. We are going to make the Portland Spice shirt available. We are going to make some stuff available.
I hope Nadia is hearing what they say, Gando, and she will be accountable to it.
All right, sir. Respect.
All right, sir. Blessings.
All right, President. Listeners and viewers, that's it for this morning. Done. It's afternoon now. But tell you what, we're going to join you back later. Later this evening, we're going to come on back live again. So tell everybody about it. And we're going to constantly update you as long as we can. I'm looking at Starlink to buy because that's the only thing that I need now. We know, say, if the current go, we'll have current. But what we're looking for now is a Starlink to ensure that we have internet connection so we can reach to the people. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, Colin Bell saying peace. Make certain everybody stay safe. Stay safe. And I want to say to the people of Bellevue, I am suggesting that when this thing starts, most of you go down to the school. Bellevue is a area where most people either live up the hill or down the gully. It's prone to landslide. So I beg you now, be safe. Those of you who live near the Rio Grande, evaluate the thing, and if you need to move, move. Don't hold on to no furniture or no earthly possession. Anything where you have now, if you lose it, you can't get it back. The fact that you have acquired it before, you can't do it again. The thing you can't get back is your life. Protect your life. Please, everybody, stay safe. Little more. We'll come back this evening. So later. Thank you.